for Holland today.
It's third versus fourth at the MCG. We're in for a cracker. Perfect conditions. Jolly gets it down. Chance wide of the play here. Bolton. Jude Bolton just pokes it forward to half-forward. Lachlan comes to it, misses. Bruce, some doubt about whether he'd play. He's out there. Rivers. Now Chris Johnson around the body to Ward, who needs to be strong in the contest. Finds the ball at ground level. Bruce, involved early, is pushed in the back. Will get the free kick on the southern wing.
Can you take the kick, Brucey? You can't take it, you got to get off, mate. Can you take it? Yeah, take him off then. Start taking him off.
He's got a lot of compassion, Matthew James.
He has. She was a bone-crunching tackle from Adam Goods.
Just be careful.
And there's the warning as Bruce kicks it towards half-forward. Kurt does well. Richards, time just to assess his options. Chips it in the end pretty poorly. And Cameron Bruce has been very busy in the opening couple of minutes. Carroll back to Bruce. Drives it towards half-forward. Back in good position. Wonderful performance last week, Matthew Bate. Career-high 28 disposals. Left foot kick, long to the goal square. J-Mo at the back. Couldn't take the mark on underneath. But Barry missed it. Next goal. First blood to the Demons. And Leo Barry, well, he just missed it. And David Neitz was there to pounce. And Melbourne off to a wonderful start here at the MCG this afternoon.
Well, it was a clever kick by Bates. Obviously, a lot of pressure out on that ground early. He went long to the square, and it was just misjudged by Leo Barry there. And David Neitz makes the most of his chances.
Yeah, he does, Sos. It's a good setup, then, I reckon, having J-Mar deep in the square. Neitz is so good on the lead. Just see the pressure that put on the defenders. And Leo Barry's got a contest 10 metres out from goal. Something can happen, right? An awkward bounce. David Neitz kicked a simple goal. Great start for Melbourne.
Great confidence booster for David Neitz.
Just what the Demons needed to start with, given their injuries and their form last week. A big lift. Can they keep the trend going? Woods is not going to go far without plenty of pressure on him this afternoon. Kirk in the lender hand. Bolton, another key playmaker for the Swans. If they had an opportunity here, extra numbers for the Demons. You can see it's White getting back. Hall made it tough for Ward. Opened the door for Adam Goods. He was trying to do the turn for him. But Rivers, and he's a step ahead of him.
Good tackle. Hey, boy. Don't hold! Arch yourself!
Having a great season, Adam Goods will be a key player again this afternoon. Jolly's in good form, so is O'Keefe. One of the real leaders for the Swans. Holland with the job on Barry Hall. What do you think of that, Ross? Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Holland did the job, as I mentioned early on Matthew Richardson. You might as well go with it. Miller probably hasn't been in great form of late, coming back through the AFL system.
Get down, from that. Straight back.
So umpire James there, awarding the free kick to White. Jeff White takes it across the ground. Godfrey at half-back for Melbourne. Good bright start by the Demons. Missing, I reckon, 7 players out of their best 22. Kick towards Miller. It pitches and bounces over for a boundary throw-in. And Ted Richards with the job on Brad Miller.
Yeah, Simon Godfrey, we saw before the job on Adam Goods. That's probably one of the biggest jobs in football at the moment, trying to run with Adam Goods all day. He's done it before, Simon Godfrey. Big challenge today. Goods will float all around the ground, Sauce, and he's a tough player to play on.
Well, he is. And just getting back to the Barry Hall-Holland matchup, Hall just needs to be on the move. He needs to be going sideways. Holland's pretty good on a straight lead, but he's got to move him laterally.
Goods had 16 possessions when they met in round 4, and it was Godfrey who had the job that day as well. Now, the Swans heading towards O'Loughlin, who is the other dangerous component of their forward line. Carroll, who played on him and kept him really quiet in that round 4 clash. In fact, that day only had a handful of possessions and produced 1 goal, Michael O'Loughlin. So, as we mentioned, the Demons, good record there against the Swans, but when they've been at the MCG, or the Telstra Dome, the Swans have been the ones who have been able to prevail. There's an interesting scenario. McDonald has been one of the real improvers in the league this year, using Godfrey. And now we get to the wing where the battle continues with Bates, who's an up-and-comer. And he kept on coming. McLean in there as well. Richards has been a backup ruckman until this week for the Swans. Doyle, of course, coming back in this week for the Sydney Swans. So the boys trying to sort themselves out on their outer wing. Melbourne one straight and Sydney yet to score.
Sorry, Arnie, you can just see the pressure at both these sides. The best two tackling teams in the competition, and it's on display right here at the moment. Very hard to get a kick.
James McDonald, the best tackler in the competition. Ward, now wide, now Rivers. Still a job on O'Keefe this afternoon. Drives it long, wide, Neats and Barry. Going back Richards with courage. And kicks it over. And we'll get a boundary throw in. David Neats appealing for the push. But it's a boundary throw in. Half forward for Melbourne. White working his way in front. Punches inside, attacking 50. Well done, Schneider. First to get back, but he gives it up to Godfrey. Can he get the ball clear? Bate. He fell over. Needs to keep his feet here. He does. Shovels the handball out. What a chance from 20 snap goal. 2 to Melbourne. So despite the fact they've really been cruel with injuries, a great start by Melbourne.
Well, it was, and it was just fantastic play by David Neats. He was able to hold his feet long enough so he got his arms released from the tackle and to dish the handball off, and a very good snap for goal.
Daniel Ward, one of 2 goals for Melbourne, which will have Paul Roos pondering already whether he's got things right. Jolly and White, old teammates, of course, crossing swords as they will all day. Ablett and Bruce will be another terrific matchup. Melcheski, who's impressed this year for the Swans. Now Hall versus Holland. Hall got the early release. Good support though from Ferguson, who's back in the team today. Rivers and the Demons have started well, flowing nicely. It looks like it should be a Sydney ball here though. Kurt. Half clears for him. It all opens up. And there's the dangerous O'Loughlin. Got support to his left. He needs to use it. Took his time. McVeigh was there all the way. Pokes it. Slider hitting it hard. Now McVeigh can kick a goal. Doesn't try this time. Had O'Keefe in mind. Goes across the body. And at least the Swans are on the ball.
Ryan O'Keefe.
Barry Hall throwing his weight around there.
Great performance last week from O'Keefe. 30 disposals, 9 marks. And Melbourne bring it back into play. Target is Holland, but well done over the top by Ablett, forcing it over. So Melbourne by 11 points, early stages of this big match. There's the hit, Barry Hall on Nathan Brown. Jolly trying to just guide it down towards O'Loughlin, ends back with O'Loughlin. Well done, Ablett kicks it towards the pocket, and there's interference.
Arms around him, Brian. Distracting, mate.
And you heard it.
Going for the footy, not holding around him.
I was going for it, he said, Brian Ferguson, but it wasn't good enough. And I reckon the touch lucky there, Heath Grundy, but he'll kick from just 20 metres.
Yeah, not great for Ryan Ferguson's confidence at all sides. His first game back since round 2. He had that nasty injury in the second game of the year. Heath Grundy, as you can see there, kicked 3 goals in debut. He's really been a find for Sydney. In his first handful of games, he can really play.
So from just 20 metres, he kicks and goals. Sydney have their first. Heath Grundy kicks his first of the afternoon. Obviously, it's been a great debut from this young man who has effectively, Steve, taken over Nick Davis's role in the Sydney forward line.
Yeah, well, he's made the most of his opportunities, but just there, some really good body work where he just tried to at least shepherd the ball away from the opponent. Obviously got the free kick for holding on, but made the most of that single opportunity there.
It's given him a different mix, Luke, up forward, hasn't it? Another tall target.
Yeah, it has, Grundy. He's just, as you say, he's a different option for them in place of Nick Davis, and he's really improved in his first handful of games.
Jolly, beautifully down to Ablett, who then met a demon tackling sandwich, Godfrey and McDonald, 2 of their best tacklers. And we've dwelled on that point already, that Melbourne's really lifted, and that's been their focus this year. their heavy tackling. And the Swans, of course, one of their trademarks. Snyder too quick for his teammates. McVeigh trying to go out the back, but all these hordes of demons flying down. McVeigh again had other ideas, using Snyder through the middle. Could have gone to Jolly and kept it moving instead. The turn away to the dangerous O'Keefe. He's got Richards over the top if he wants him. Hall and O'Loughlin the long options. O'Loughlin stays behind because Hall went to it. O'Loughlin's still there for the handball. If Barry wants to give, he finds Kirk instead. Here he is, Mickey O. Going to work, back for Hall. Wasn't well placed. And Nathan Brown, who's not had a great season by his own standards, only played for 7 games. In the last 5 years, he's played at least 19 games. So Nathan Brown, a sign of not just a few injuries he had, but also of the strength of this Melbourne side this year.
Short kick is marked by Ward. Sydney yet to take a mark in the match, quite incredibly. Kick towards the wing. Well, going back with amazing courage there was Ablett. Gee, that was a good mark.
It was a great mark, wasn't it?
He's in good form.
So from the southern wing, Luke Ablett.
Got the job on Bruce also, Ablett.
Now McVeigh. McVeigh's got a loose player in the centre of the ground. And now the Swans away through Bolton. Craig Bolton, long to the top of the goal square. All in good position. And Barry Hall is marked 15 metres from goal, directly in front.
That's the mark by Ablett, which was a super mark. But Barry Hall was able to take this mark on a one-on-one duel because he got a nice little block. We just saw Grundy on screen just hold his direct opponent away from the contest. So it gave Barry Hall a better chance to mark that football.
42 goals, 20 from set shots. And as you can see, has been a goal kicker at the MCG. This for his first of the afternoon. He pops it through, then the Swans in front. So Barry Hall is going to be a real handful this afternoon for Ben Holland.
Yeah, he will. He will, Sauce. Look, I think Barry Hall's been smart enough already to work out that he wants Ben Holland back in the goal square. He doesn't want to play him as a centre forward. He wants to make him play right in the goal square. And those one-on-one contests, he's going to cause a lot of trouble all day doing that.
So Darren Jolly sitting down, or he will be in a moment, and standing up in the middle, Stephen Doyle getting his chance today. It's been a long time since round 1 last year. Jamar now also in the ruck for the Demons. This is Cameron Bruce overcoming that cork, collaborating with McLean. Nicely read by Dempster. He's got the tagging job on Green, who is a danger man whenever he touches the footy. Although his accuracy this year, of course, has deserted him in a major way. 10 goals, 16 for the season for Brad Green.
You see Jeff White there standing the mark. He's playing actually full forward at the moment. Rather than go off the ground like they normally do, White's going to the goal square. Good move. He can cause Roberts Thompson some trouble in the goal square.
Sydney bringing out through Craig Bolton. He got it from Fosdo Hall up the ground. Marks on centre wing. And after a good start, the first 3 or 4 minutes belong to Melbourne. The Swans have worked their way into this game. Kick by O'Keefe, who marks strongly. 55 from goal. Gets on with it quickly. Kick to the goal square. Loughlin in a good spot. Well done, Carroll. And Bartram. Carroll, under pressure, was able to kick it wide. Uze up against the line. Has he kicked it out of the full? Yes. So, a Sydney free kick between Hartford and Wing.
Just one thing I noticed about Sydney early in the game, they're prepared to kick it to a one-on-one at every stage. If they get a good matchup, they won't wait for a lead. They'll just pop the ball on O'Keefe's head. In that case, it was O'Loughlin. Just back their players in to do the job one-on-one, which is a good move.
Yeah, it's interesting that the Carroll O'Loughlin one I mentioned earlier, he kept him quiet early in the season. And Carroll's had a good year, although his last month hasn't been quite as good as the middle stages. Barry goes for Barry, of a different variety. Barry Hall and Holland, who battles on. Buchanan kept it alive. He's had a great season. McVeigh, Schneider. The Demons are hunting, but the Swans keep on coming. Well done by Holland and Bate. Advantage won't be
Down here!
downfield instead.
Downfield for the drag. You can see it.
It's always a good answer, that, Luke, from umpires. I didn't see it.
There's nowhere else to go after they say that, is there? Barry Howell was saying to get his leg grabbed on that occasion, but
Matthew Bate averaging 17 possessions a game, so he's really enjoying his first season. Cameron Bruce sets it up for Bartram. On the ground a couple of minutes ago. Looks like he's got the job on this man, Eamon Buchanan, who is one of the big improvers. Boy, he's gone a long way. Okay, says the umpire, and that's terrific body work from Ferguson. He suffered that injury early in the season and has found it hard to get back into the team. And this man can run. We've talked about him already, Bate. Covering the territory. Beautiful disposal for Brad Miller. Great service at half forward. Neats waits in the square. Barry watching him. And he might need to watch the ball soon because it's right on the chest what David needs. And you mentioned in the start, Luke, that Neitz is the key to the Demons. I just think an obvious statement with the captain, but something particular about the MCG, about him taking marks and kicking goals early.
And a great start for him today. And he's had 2 one-on-one contests, 10 metres out from goal. He'll love that all day, David Neitz.
And 2 goals to reclaim the lead.
Just interesting watching footy sides. I'm looking at David Neitz here in this, sitting alongside the All-Australian team, the century fullback. You don't want the ball there as a fullback, do you? You don't want your forward.
Well,
you have one-on-one contest 5 metres out from goal, and it's just simple footy, isn't it?
It's spot on. And the great thing about the kick was that when Bruce got it, he reeled onto his right foot and got it deep into the goal square.
Michael O'Loughlin taking an early break. And Neil Danaher pretty happy with the way things have started off here at the MCG. Perfect bounce from umpire James. Doyle up high, beaten though by White. Buchanan, White. As you heard, touch as it rolls towards centre wing. Well done by Waterloo. Chopo to accommodate Bruce. He uses Ward. To Bruce, needs a good bounce and he gets one. Hard up against the line, brings it back. It's all Sydney. And a comfortable mark taken by Richards.
Teddy Richards. What's the longer option? Very positive play by the Swans, and it's O'Keefe who turns and sees that Melbourne have got an extra number back. Hence, retreat was the ideal option. Well worked by Roberts Thompson and now Fosdyke. The Swans look up and see that, again, Hall's got a man in front of him. So short is the way to go.
Well, Rivers is the free player down in the defensive half of Melbourne.
Malcheski.
And they prefer to have the Rivers free at all occasions, the Demons.
Good enough. Ablett. It's going to go deep because that will give Hall the one-on-one. Good's coming to try and help. Interference which way? We should get some good action today with Darren Goldsmith and Matthew James. We should be entertained.
So Holland kicks it short to Bate, who's been very busy early. Matthew Bate coming in for disposal number 5. In the back pocket. Left foot probing kick from good position. Robert Thompson, and he marks in front of Jomo. Read it pretty well off the boot. Uses Kirk. Find an option for it and does. McVeigh, 55 from goal. Adam Goods is in the goal square. Opposed to Carroll. Wants it to be kicked to the top of the square. Well, it wasn't quite, but it's in front of Barry Hall. Well done, Brown. Put his body on the line. Ball tied up. 45 from Sydney's goal and we'll get a bounce.
Inside 50s are 11-5 in favour of the Swans.
Yeah, it's an interesting stat that the game doesn't feel as though it's been that dominant in Sydney's favour, but just watching Barry, I think that's a free kick, wrestled into the ground, and a bit of frustration from Barry at the start of the game.
Big pack of players around the ball, trying to get it clear. Umpire Goldsmith blows the whistle, so another bounce. 45 metres and a bit of ball fighting there. McLean and Kirk, bit of old-fashioned stuff there, Sauce.
Yeah, well, 2 tough nuts.
So, Jolly tries to tap it down and does effectively to Buchanan. Needs support. Kirk almost threw it out. And again, Melbourne defence are very tight, not letting Sydney get a clear possession. And another bounce 45 metres from the Swan goal.
Spoken about this a bit, but they are generally the 2 best tackling sides in the competition. So around the contest, you really have to earn your possessions. Both sides tackle extremely well.
The number 1 men back in charge in the ruck. Kirk. The full forward Goods, it was all set up for him, wasn't it?
such a wild card. He's having a wonderful season. Figures as good as they were when he was one of the Brownlow winners in 2003.
He's probably in the top 2 or 3 hardest matchups in the competition. Goods obviously can play in the ruck, play forward, defensively on the wing. And they've just got the right matchup out of the goal square there.
Well, I think with a guy like Godfrey going to him, that's why they're pushing forward, Sauce. Now he just needs to convert, done all the hard work. The rest is easy for Adam Goods.
So the Swans back in front. There's the quick kick from Kirk.
And look, it's a great quick kick. I mean, it's something defenders don't like out of a stoppage, and forwards are generally ready for it. And they're on the front foot, and that one just fell in the favour of Adam Goods.
So Sydney back in front here at the MCG. They lead by just a point. An enterprising opening. White to do battle with Jolly. Umpire Meredith, perfect bounce. Ineffective ruck play. Jolly was able to find it at ground level. Scrambles it towards half forward. Good mark taken by Godfrey, centre half back. Quick to play on. Long searching lead is honoured. Miller. Jeff White. In space. Kick towards Captain Neats. He couldn't quite read the bounce. McDonald hard in on the football side. Barry is able to get it out to Kirk. Well done by Neats. He's able to smother the handball. Finding it ground level. Dempster. Kirk. Melbourne do very well through the number 1 tackler in the competition, James McDonald, to tie it up 55 from their goal.
Just a good sign early for the Demons. David Neats is really sharp. He's leading Leo Barrett to the ball, and his reflexes really look good at the moment.
Chesky couldn't find a way out. In fact, no one can. You can't blame them. Bartram, Chesky. And that's well summed up by the umpire.
Well, we keep talking about there's a matchup, Leo Barry on David Neats. He's giving away 12 kilos, Leo Barry, in 7 centimetres. So as good a player as Leo Barry is, I think David Neats will enjoy that matchup.
Well, they've gone tall, haven't they, really? Demons right up against the goal line. They've put all their tall timber forward, which should be good with Bate and Ward coming at them. Bruce is dangerous, so is Uze. Head down. Well, it gives it a lot of time, but yeah.
No chance at all.
Just looking at the tackle count, Luke, already Melbourne had 25 tackles to Sydney 15.
There's some doubt over Cameron Bruce coming in. There can't be any doubt now. He's had 9 touches in the opening quarter. And the Demons are right in this today, no doubt about that. Bartram's handball all right as it turns out. Ward and White working together. Sun a factor here. Roberts Thompson, body starting to go everywhere. You've got to put him on the line. Fosdyke does. He gets some support and he gets the footy back. He can go to McVeigh. Uze not far away in attendance. With the Swans weather that storm and now try and push it forward. They lead by 1.
How good is Melbourne's forwards pressure here, Sauce and Luke?
Yeah, outstanding. Given they've got Aaron Davey and Byron Pickett out, who are their 2 best exponents of it. So it's been a real quick through their side, Andy, and they've just the other boys have stepped up to the mark today as well.
Good mark taken by Jolly at half back for the Swans. Just chips it forward. Sliding mark taken by Goods.
He runs hard at him, Goods, Chris. So he's just got such a huge aerobic tank. 1 minute he's in the goal square, next minute he's on centre wing.
Kick towards half forward Holland. He was in good position, couldn't hold the mark. Godfrey somehow. Holland shovels it out towards Carroll, who tried to knock it back to Rivers, but chipping in O'Loughlin to see it over the line. And there's the Swans forward line, the matchups. Malcolm Carroll was the job for the moment on Adam Goods. White, forward of the play. Chance for Jones.
So it looks like maybe that changed as soon as Goods stayed down forward for long enough, boys, that they've moved Carroll across to him. And then since then, Goods has come pushed back up the ground, so Godfrey back on him.
Clean taking a breather as White knocks it down again. The feature of this afternoon will be the big packs around stoppages. Godfrey is well tackled by Malcheski. The umpires,
Just got a tackle.
it's interesting because we've seen over recent years, or last year in particular, those sort of free kicks being paid for holding the ball, but the umpire's giving players on top of the ball the benefit of the doubt. Certainly this afternoon, White to Motlop, who scrambles a kick wide. And a chance for Fosdyke, but happy just to see it. I think it was Canelli to see it over the line.
So just a little pause in proceedings here. It's been a terrific start though. 3 goals each team. Melbourne certainly more than competitive. Nathan Jones on the ground for his first run, hasn't he? He made an impression in the first few weeks of his career. Godfrey, not a high one. Perhaps a little like he may have gone to ground, but the Melbourne fans certainly voicing their approval with the free kick. Just gets where the footy is, doesn't he, Base?
Jamar's on long.
His 7th possession is headed towards Jamar, but Bolton, Richards able to read it beautifully. So Teddy Richards now, he's got O'Loughlin who's pushed way up, way to the top left of screen, but maybe that was a little bit too adventurous for him at this stage. Goods in the back pocket, you can see with the signals telling his players to spread out, try and give him some options, and allows Bevan to run and be a short option, and also O'Keefe to continue and move into the space. So Loughlin over the top, he's got Malcheski if he looks up now. Malcheski screaming for it on the wing. Wasn't great delivery, but it's done the job. Committed according to the umpire. You can see what happened as a result of that. He might get a chance to make amends. Malcheski didn't now. He put down on the tackle. And you can see the free kick paid. And suddenly the Demons through Carroll. Get it to half forward and to Bruce. Bruce and Canelli's a good one at the moment. It's Johnson calling for it at centre half forward. And that was terrific vision. So Jamar, Neitz has got clear. Just didn't seem. Instead, he goes for Godfrey. He's a left footer. Not always a great kick, but this time it looks like he just might be. And didn't he enjoy that one, Simon Godfrey? Only 14 goals in his career. He's very happy with that.
Yeah, he should be happy with that too, Hutto, because his direct opponent's Adam Goods, and that's what happens when you get tagged every week. Goods is doing his own thing, wanted to get back into space, and Godfrey, not a renowned goal kicker, as you said, but that's smart play, got himself in a dangerous position, kicked the goal on Adam Goods, and outstanding work, Simon Godfrey.
Wonderful goal from Simon Godfrey has put Melbourne back in front. They lead by 5 points. Deep into this opening quarter here at the MCG. Perfect conditions. Jolly, wonderful tap down to Jude Bolton. Spills to Kirk. Ablett.
Downfield here. You're happy just to pull him to the ground, Junior.
And Junior, of course,
You just kept rolling the
James
tackle.
McDonald. And by Goldsby awarding the relay free kick to Luke Ablett, just backward of the centre of the ground.
Well, it's very clear in his instructions, Darren Goldsmith. You don't tend to argue with Darren. Gets him out pretty quickly.
Sydney forwards have got a huddle happening at centre half forward, and they're breaking from there at the minute.
Ablett, long kick, O'Keefe on the end of it. 65 from goal. Good running from Snyder over the top. Constetti from 40. Kicks to the top of the goal square. O'Loughlin. I think a few of the Melbourne guys may have thought Snyder was going goalward. He pulled it back to the top of the goal square, and Michael O'Loughlin a chance to get on the board this
It
afternoon.
appeared so, didn't it? It looked like he was going to go to the goal score or go for goals, but it looks like he just checked his kick, had a little quick look inside there, and O'Loughlin basically on his own.
He'll be sacked from the small forwards club for that one.
So O'Loughlin comes in and puts Sydney back in front. So Michael O'Loughlin with his first of the afternoon, and it's been a very entertaining opening quarter of football.
Well, it has, and look, there's been some great football played, but there's also been a lot of pressure football, and we just see a clever kick here inboard and O'Loughlin taking the mark. But just at the minute, both these teams average 56 tackles per game, an average over the year. Melbourne have already had 27 in this first quarter. Sydney have had 19.
So Loughlin's goal and the Swans are back in front. Great start. One man who hasn't had much of a sniff is Bolton. Jude Bolton in the middle, only the 2 touches. Such a key playmaker. Looks like James McDonald is going to run with him most of the day. Again, he couldn't get loose. Motlop in, I think just for his 2nd game of the year.
Darren Jolly's centre bounce work at the moment's outstanding. He's really getting his hands to the ball first, and against his old team, he would have rucked a lot against Jeff White over the years, and he's doing a good job, Darren Jolly.
Well, he and Jamar, of course, were fighting for the mantle of the second ruckman for so long under
Jeff White now.
Didn't dive on it.
Been involved in more ruck contests than anyone in the competition this year, Darren Jolly, so his work rate's enormous, and he's good. He's got some backup in Doyle coming into the side to help him out, so he's had a great year, Darren Jolly.
J-Mart. And again, great little one-on-one battles. Woods on the back foot here. Motlop, was it in the back? It was in the back. Could have gone either way, but so the Swans having more of the footy in terms of time in possession. And on the scoreboard, they lead by just one. Inside 50. They've been inside 4 more times in Melbourne. Harry Hall. O'Keefe's pushed back to the goal square. His match-up at the moment is Rivers. And here's Jude Golden. Just getting away from Nathan Brown for the moment there. O'Keefe telling everyone else to move out. He fancies his chances against Rivers. Body to body, though. You'd think Rivers with the extra help. Oh, Brad Green. Back with the flight. There was the help, but came in good fashion, didn't it? And there's 30 seconds to go, and I reckon the Demons would be happy to ensure there's no score from here to the bell.
So Nathan Brown, that was a great mark from Brad Green. Very courageous. And Brown kicks on the side of J-Mar up high. And a good mark. Take it in front of Jolly. McDonald, he turns it over. Adam Good, 60 from goal. Bacon goal square. Long penetrating kick. It's offline. And just squeezes in for a behind as the quarter time siren sounds. And Adam Good's just a shake of the head. But at quarter time, in a very entertaining opening quarter, as we look at the Brad Green, that was a great mark in the dying seconds of the quarter. But the Swans lead it by a couple of points.
I'd be too happy with his teammate Mark J-Mar there, just poleaxed him for good measure, but that's part of the game. We just love to see the greatest mark from Brad Green going back. Sensational first quarter, the tackling at both sides. As Sauce said, 28 tackles in the first quarter to Melbourne, 21 to Sydney. That's world record pace. Pressure on around the ball. Great one-on-one contest. David Neitz on screen has been outstanding. Started the game really well. It's going to be a fantastic game, Hutto.
Oh, we talked about a hint of September at the start today. We're going to have a great final series to look forward to if this is what's on offer. It's the Swans by 2.
Back in round 4, 5 goals from Trent Crowe was the difference as the Hawks rolled the Blues. Today, Carlton gets another shot at Hawthorn, live and exclusive from 2 at the MCG.
That's all a little easy.
Press red to access a whole world of digital options as 2 crosstown rivals go to war. Your Sunday looks like this. Hawks and Blues, live and exclusive from 2. The winners live at 7:30, then Cat Saints and Crows Dockers.
Mr. Jones's shower is particularly good this morning. Stephanie says she's delighted with her shower before school. Mrs. Jones says it's the best bath she's ever had. And Jono doesn't want to get out. Why? Because the Joneses have purchased the new Rinnai Infinity 26 Plus hot water system with an inbuilt status monitor, metallic finish, slimline look, and a 12-year warranty. Rinnai Infinity, the #1 continuous flow choice for Australian families.
Chicken nuggets. Oh, yeah, love them. But, you know, not big enough unless you're a pygmy. However, Jax understands hungry. Take a look at these mega nuggets. Now, that's more like it. They come with this freaky dipping sauce. Team that with a Coke and fries and you've made a meal of it. But wait, there's more. Marinated chicken wingettes. Oh, yeah. Just the thing when you're feeling beckish.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Another moment of genius from Toyota. Most memorable grand final moment of all time. Specky of all Speckies, taken by another. It's Jezelenko. Dave, it's 1970 Blues versus Pies. Now, Jezzy, you stand here. I'll be Mackay. And Dave, you can be Jurgen Jenkins. You happy? It's not... Dave, that was a really good suit. You've lost a little bit of the spin in your set, but I think all we need is leverage. A little bit of leverage for Jezelenko! Lupiote! Oh, Jezza! What could go wrong? Nothing. No, that's not going to work. Not much height there. It's time for plan B. That's beautiful. Mackay takes it to the wing position. Oh, Jezza! Lupiote!
Hey, boy, hey.
Yes! Nice grab.
Come. Let me see this mysterious pink letter. Sometimes life brings some strange surprises. It's been almost 20 years since we've seen each other, but now there's something I need to tell you.
Hey, congratulations, you're a father.
There's no signature and no return address.
You need to treat this as a sign of the direction of your life, of this present moment.
My son is now almost 19. A few days ago, he left on a mysterious road trip, but I'm almost certain he's searching for his father.
You go visit them. You go to the houses. You see them. You bring flowers, pink flowers.
For you.
You just stick it in.
Don Johnston.
A few tips, though.
Really?
Dress conservative.
Donnie, is that you?
A little classy. Don't give anything away. It's an old friend of yours, right, huh? You need to solve this mystery and find out which of your women it was that you impregnated 20 years ago.
So, what do you want, Donnie?
That just seems so rude.
Broken Flowers starts Thursday, August 24, only on Foxtel Box Office.
Closes him down. Oh! Behind by Embley. That is as good as you'll see. Plenty of highlights there in the opening term from the MCG. At the end of it, the Swans lead by 2, 4-2 plays, 4 straight. And David Neitz has been sensational, leading the way, boys. In fact, he was involved in all of the 3 goals that, in fact, all of 3 of the 4 goals that Melbourne have kicked. He's kicked a couple himself, and he's been terrific.
Yeah, he has. It's been a really good move from Melbourne. They've played either Jeff White or Jamar deep in the goal square. I think they had Lewis Roberts-Thompson set for Neitz because the other tools down there in White and Jamar. They've got to play Leo Barry on David Neitz, giving away 12 kilos and 7 centimetres. Leo Barry's a superstar fullback, but when you're giving away that much weight and size, Sauce, it's a tough ask.
Let's get down to Andrew Marr.
Thanks, Hutto. No injuries to report, but Cameron Bruce came straight to that quarter-time huddle. Such a focus during the week. Said to the doctor and the physio, get onto my left calf and my left hamstring. They worked on that until...
Bit of a chest massage, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. Until they spoke to Neil Dano and said, get into the huddle, boys. He was extremely animated, the coach. The 2 messages he was stressing, play on and be dangerous, imploring his men to get on the front foot and take this match on. It was a really wound-up Demon coach we saw at quarter-time.
Good stuff from Neil Danaher. And they're showing that, aren't they?
Well, they are. And look, obviously he knows that he's got 3 key plays, 3 or 4 key plays out of his side, and he senses that the Demons are in with a really good show with a very good first quarter.
Ablett back on Bruce now. Bruce certainly got away in the opening quarter. He was not just on the ball, though. He pushed forward. 11 possessions for Cameron Bruce as we get into the second term. Right, straight down. That looks like it's in the back. Kirk McLean. Now Miller pushing across centre half forward, trying to provide a lead. White's also gone. Longer as the target. Neitz looks set here. Barry! Oh, what a leap! Not quite the star grab that he took in the grand final in the same spot. And holding the ball cold. And Nathan Brown, a chance to kick a goal here. He taking one of those, trying to be one of the dangerous small forwards for the Demons in the absence of Aaron Davey.
Yes, well, that's the leap, and just unfortunate for Leo didn't take it, but terrific tackle there.
So Nathan Brown for the Demons. Kicks his third for the year.
And Luke, look, it's an area that probably Melbourne over the last few years hasn't been renowned for because they're tackling pressure, but this year they've been spot on. They've obviously focused at it, and it's one of the reasons why they've become a very good side.
Yeah, spot on, Sauce, and particularly their forward line pressure. Aaron Davies the best in the competition at forward pressure, but it's a good move. Get Nathan Brown there. He's a hard nut. He'll lay some tackles and keep that pressure on in the forward line, so good stuff.
Jared McVeigh shaking his head. He's not happy with himself, I guess, because it was a right decision by the look of it. The ball came down in the tackle. Nathan Brown kicks the goal. Already 29 tackles for Melbourne today. They average 57 a game.
And 6 lead changes in this match as White beaten by Jolly. Ball spills wide to Ward. I think it was Green. Spills to James McDonald. High with the left boot. Miller in good position here. Couldn't quite take the mark. He did all the hard work against Richards. Now Richards. Craig Bolton hard up against the line. Chips it effectively. The mark's taken by Jude Bolton at right half back for the Swans. Melbourne by 4 points. Richards. Umpire just indicating to Brad Miller where the mark is as Richards kicks towards the wing. Grundy dives, couldn't hold on to the football. Ferguson, great to see him back. James McDonald again on the left boot. Meeks was a couple of metres clear of Barry, but the McDonald kick was poor. And a free kick to the Swans. Leo Barry to take it in the back pocket.
Over to Craig Bolton.
There's 15. They're biting. They're biting.
Now Bevan's got away here. 30 metres at the top of your screen. We'll look up and see Hall. Surprisingly, a long way from home up on the wing. Oh, must be something in the air out there. And the Swans just suddenly just fraying a fraction around the edges, and I guess that is a sign of the pressure that Melbourne have been putting on, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Their tackle pressure has just been outstanding, Melbourne, on both sides. In fact, every kick that you get today, you really have to earn. And as we said, 29 tackles at this part of the game for Melbourne is just outstanding, with a couple of their big tacklers in Pickett and Davey out the side.
Link it up. And it's great to watch at the moment. A real good contest from the MCG.
Swan ball! Swan ball! Yep. Keep on for the hold the arm.
I was a fair way away, but he spotted it nicely, and so Jude Bolton to take it.
Play on!
Good's working hard for him. Pushing up the numbers from behind. He's got away from Godfrey. Grundy missed the last one. Does better this time. Heath Grundy, who kicked a nice goal early.
Very good body work there. Was just able to get his direct opponent off the line of the ball and did it very well.
Well, he started with a 3-goal game, then was quiet in his next game. Kicked a couple last week. So he's settling into the rhythm now of AFL footy. See if he can kick his second of the day. It'll be close. It's better than close.
Yes, and look, it was a really good play there. We just see Adam Goods run around Jude Bolton there, and the run from behind actually set this goal up. It was a well-judged mark, but it was Adam Goods that instigated this play.
Yeah, spot on, size. He's worked rate, Adam Goods, for someone who's about 6'4" and 95+ kilos, would be unparalleled in the competition. He's enormously fit. Such a tough matchup for anyone going around.
So the Swans back in front. Grundy has 2. The 7th lead change in the match so far. Early stages of this second quarter. Right when both have a go at it. James McDonald getting a lot of the football in this second term. Scrambled to half-forward Bevan. Well done. Kennelly. And uses Leo Barry, who's got a bit of a problem. Not much on, so he goes back to Kennelly, who goes back to Craig Bolton in the defensive goal square. Kirk just fiddling a little at the moment at the Swans. And Kennelly kicks it back. The mark's taken by Craig Bolton. Now he's in space. Kicks it long. Barry Hawley on a long lead this time. He marks safely on his chest on the southern wing.
Working hard, Barry Hall.
Certainly presenting very hard. Not much to go to. Melbourne have manned up very well. You can hear the call. Well, eventually chips it short. Good to mark strongly.
That's his 6th mark in the last 20 minutes, Adam Goods.
He's travelling travelling some ground out there.
Godfrey stands the mark. Long kick to half forward. Grundy again to take it. Oh, gee, great mark taken by Rivers, going back with great courage. Marks at half back for the Demons.
He's a big asset back there, Sauce, isn't he?
Well, he is. He's the one that if there is a spare player down back for the Demons, he's the one they want loose because he does get across and support his other defenders.
Bates enjoying the extra responsibility over the last couple of weeks. Jeff White looks primed as well this afternoon.
You get in this contest between White and Jolly. I think Jolly obviously left the virtually saying, we don't think you're the number 2 ruckman here. We're going to stick with J-Mar. Darren Jolly's really kicked on, so I reckon there'll be a bit of fire between White, Jolly and J-Mar today.
So Brad Miller playing forward today. Some thought he might go back onto Barry Hall. He did that job when they met earlier in the year in round 4. Motlop, Bolton, tight work, but again, not able to break clear. And it's Brown, who's now looks like he might be involved in a couple of goals in the quarter. Snyder casting the role of the defender there. And it allowed Cameron Bruce to take a very strong mark. He is Mr. Versatile.
Gee, it was good work from Matthew Bate there. He managed just to get a handle on the handball and force it forward for Melbourne. And it's resulted in this shot at goal.
And Cameron Bruce has started the game. He's had 11 possessions, having this shot on goal, and got tackled enormously by Adam Goods in the first 5 minutes of the game. He's a super player, Cameron Bruce.
Here he comes for his first goal of the afternoon. You can put that one down. Another lead change, the 8th.
I reckon Cameron Bruce virtually plays a similar role to what Adam Goods does for Sydney, and in that he'll just slot himself around where he sees a mismatch. He'll start on ball, he'll go forward, he can also do a defensive job. Great to have a player on your side that's got that versatility and as talented as Cameron Bruce and Adam Goods both are.
Cameron Bruce with his first of the afternoon. 12 disposals already for Cameron Bruce. And he came in to this side under some doubt. Well done by Boosie. As Woods gets it to McVeigh. McVeigh, long inside, attacking 50. Hall at the back. Well done. Great work from Carroll, putting his body in front. And they earned the free kick, the Demons. Advantage paid. Ward. Ward at half-back. Chips it wide. At the feet of McLean. He does very well to pick it up. Good tackle from Kirk. Fights on. Great stuff that from Kirk. McDonald in there for the Demons. The umpire call slot will get a bounce as Daniel Ward comes from the ground.
Great tackle by Kirk. Unsure whether McLean actually disposed of it correctly.
Yeah, the umpire's saying he did get a handball, but interesting to see whether he did or not. As we look at the matchups once more, to Bolton Aquate, just 5 touches. He has a rest at the moment. McLean, fumble again. Bolton. He's gone to play on Bates for the moment, which is great respect for Matthew Bate. Vosdyke. And it's fair to say the members don't like that too much. Just down in front of us.
Yeah, I don't mind the umpire rewarding the guy going for the footy.
Woods again pushing Godfrey. Getting it as long as he can. O'Loughlin just hesitated. Paul started at the back and said, thank you very much.
Just goal to Barry Hall that fell over the top, but have a look at Adam Goods under pressure. He's playing on Simon Godfrey, who's one of the great taggers in the game, incredibly fit. Goods has just worked his legs off today. He's just running too hard. 7 marks in about the last 25 minutes, and then he's got the ability, Adam Goods, to still play on when he's tired. Take a risk and get the ball in long to Barry Hall. Sensational player.
That's the point. As soon as he marked it, he wheeled around and played on, got it in there quickly, and that would cause the damage.
Turkey.
So we're under 9 lead changes.
Just right here, mate. Just right here.
You can see the umpire Goldschmidt talking to Brett Kirk.
You're a doctor now, eh? I think Dr. John.
Oh dear. And his comical best umpire Darren Goldschmidt back in the centre of the MCG.
He's got a stand-up show, I think, next Tuesday, Darren.
Swans lead by a couple of points. And Jones is tied up.
Gold from Goldie, I think it's Goldie's show.
Oh, dear.
And if you abuse him from the crowd, he just abuses your back, so it's great.
So Jolly, Dr. Jolly, down towards Buchanan. Well done by Buchanan. It couldn't find a way clear, but he hasn't got it, says umpire Goldsby. So Buchanan, Schneider's created space at half forward. Now O'Keefe wants it long. There's Hall, who's looking to position himself. Schneider, O'Keefe now on the lead, but he kicked it too far, and Rivers was able to judge it well and mark in the back pocket for Melbourne. Short to Bape, coming in for disposal number 9. At half-back. Very good young emerging player is Matthew Bape. Long to the wing. Fist coming from Bevan. And we get a boundary throw in on centre wing.
Just the work rate of the Sydney forwards, watching Barry Hall there before their second and third lead. And Ryan O'Keefe, a hard worker as well. They've got talent, the Sydney players, but they work really hard and they block well for each other.
It's one-on-one emperor at the moment, so no extra men back at either end. It's producing a great scrap between these two sides. Godfrey's kick read well by Richard, but he couldn't handle it. Canelli and Snyder did though, didn't they? Tough in the clinches today. J-Mar used that body nicely. Uze and Rivers. Godfrey, watch out. Muzzled that time. By McVeigh.
Goods is loose.
He is to its half forward. He's seen him. So Goods should be able to mark here. Only young Nathan Jones to compete against. He can pass it. He could have gone to Buchanan. But Goods can do pretty much everything. And the Swans just sneaking ahead for the first time today, really getting ahead by more than a couple of points.
And all set up by that tackle, but just at the moment, some real concerns for Melbourne. Adam Goods is on fire, 11 disposals, 8 marks, 2 goals, 1.
And that was Simon Godfrey was Goods' opponent, so nothing a bit more disappointing than turning the ball over and your opponent kicks a goal.
Adam Goods on fire at the MCG, 11 disposals, 8 marks, a couple of goals. Massive challenge for Simon Godfrey, who turned it over. Goods running hard to position, was able to get on the end of the free kick. Chance for Doyle, Goods again. Great tackle from Godfrey, dragged him down, no free kick, will get a bounce, caught the centre for the Swans.
I think it's almost time to make a move. Simon Godfrey is an honest player, the free kick's been played into Goods.
Goods kicks it long, Barry Hall over the back, chance for Fosdyke, deep in the pocket, brings it back, snap, hit goals! Oh, great goal! And the Swans have kicked 3 in a row, the first time this afternoon that's happened after 9 lead changes, but all of a sudden they're out by 14 points.
Well, they are, just it's all on the back of this play. Adam Goods has been involved in absolutely everything, just dominating play, set up another opportunity here. Simon Godfrey's a great tag, he's done the job on him before, Sauce, but time to make a move. Who would you put on him?
Possibly. I was just looking at Cameron Bruce. Now, Bruce has had a pretty good game as well. He's had 12 disposals. He's set up a number of attacks. Does he take Neil Danaher take Bruce away as an attacking type player, or does he put him onto Adam Goods?
Well, he might have just done that, Sauce, because Godfrey's come off and it looks like Bruce is in the centre square. May pick up Goods.
All right, Adam Goods, 6 possessions this quarter, 4 marks, 4 inside 50s, and he's now got 2 goals for the game. And the Swans all of a sudden have got a surge on. Ablett kicks, goes to O'Loughlin. Carroll. Been a good scrap between those two as well. In fairness to Godfrey on that last one that went forward, he put a great tackle on Goods, and it was the teammate who came in over the top. And the Demon fans are not happy with the umpiring at the moment. I guess you're not when the team starts to fall behind a little bit. Goods, again, putting on a display here at the MCG. Ablett took it to ground. Is he trying to get the ball out? The MCC members are asking. Darren Goldsmith said he had no chance.
Well, Suss called it. Cameron Bruce has got the job on Adam Goods, and he's on fire. So good luck, Brucey, because he is just absolutely dominating at the moment.
Doyle, Jones. Goods just can't get out of the play at the moment.
The big thing about Adam Goods, what Cameron Bruce needs to do to him now is actually physically work him up. Every time he gets a chance to tackle him, he's got to bring him to ground. He's got to take some of that run out of his legs.
14 points to margin. Melbourne desperately need to get a goal. They've got to try and stem this flow. Motlop pretty open here at the moment. If Melbourne can win possession of the ball, Johnson, they can't win it cleanly. The Swans have got them latched on.
Some of the tackling today has been outstanding. I mean, it's not pretty footy to watch, but the technique that both these sides have displayed today has been fantastic.
It's been a great game, Sauce.
Ball towards half forward. Chance for Dunn. Couldn't quite control it. Now Richards. Good handball. Kennelly. Burst from half back. Kicks it very wide. Now Melbourne a chance here. Jamar against Doyle. Picks it up. Good little give towards McDonald. And the push coming from Doyle. Jamar not happy about it, but he's got the free kick, the most important thing. After McDonald, who kicks wide towards half forward. McVeigh read it very well out in front of Uze. Uze fights on the ground level. Good tackle, McVeigh. All very close to the line. Motlop keeps it in and kicks across the face, only just though. And scrapes in for a behind to Melbourne, their first of the afternoon.
And Adam Goods has come off the ground. Clever coaching by Paul Roos. He obviously knows that Bruce has gone to Adam Goods, so what he's done, he's taken him off the ground, given him a spell. Now, he's going to, when Goods comes back onto the ground, he's going to have some fresh legs.
And he's come straight back on, Sauce, as you were speaking.
He's just snuck on into tried to sneak down to the forward.
Well, what they've effectively done is just broken the Bruce tag. It'll only be for a couple of minutes, but maybe it's long enough for the Swans to kick a goal through.
Could be. Malcheski would love that to be the case. He doesn't keep going. They had the run there. Lachlan and Hauler circling deep.
Goods matched up on Bartram in the goal square at the moment.
And that is a mismatch by any definition. It won't get there here. Instead, Hall, he waits at the back again. And that man, Jared Rivers, who really is...
That's his trademark, I know. Yeah. He just about does that better than anyone in the competition. It takes great courage. As Sauce said before, he helps his defenders out and really clever play.
And thank goodness for him, the Melbourne fans would be saying, wouldn't they? Here's Lyndon Dunn. Perhaps he hasn't seen much of it today. In fact, that's his first touch. He's been a bit in and out of the side this year, Dunn, but kicked some goals in the VFL last week. Now Ward. Looking. Demons trying to link work. Back for Dunn and Jones again. Goods. Just escaped the tackle. Ward. But there's nothing really clean about this play. They're not panicking though, the Demons. Got to give them credit for that.
Craig Bolton's playing loose behind the play at the moment, so he's on his own. Hence, Melbourne are just mucking around with it a bit at the moment because he's sitting back right in space.
Bruce hoping for Neats. McDonald chimes in. It was timely, although there's only Swans there.
There he is.
And this might produce a very fierce counter-attack by the Swans.
Craig Bolton, Kirk. Good handball. Got it to Buchanan up the corridor. The Swans' always handball wasn't great. Malcheski setting a real task, and Jones was able to chip in and earn a free kick.
So half-time, quarter-time, Andy Mars said they want to play on quickly, Melbourne, get the ball in their deep forwards. Well, they've just gone away from that a bit. In this example here now, White reckons he's got to get the ball in quick. Just too slow a play with the ball, allowing the Swans defenders to get back in numbers.
Yeah, just had a meter, but that's all you need to be able to play on, put pressure onto the fence. Long to the top of the goal square, big pack of players at the full. Kirk, well, he's almost tackled by Roberts Thompson there. Needs dives on the ball, needs to get this out or he's in trouble, I would say.
I can see you hit the table here, Sauce, in front of you. You hate this rule, don't you?
Well, let's have a look at David Meeks, okay? The ball spills free. If he doesn't get to that ball dive onto it, he doesn't get the footing. Roberts Thompson does. He makes the play. Kirk gets on top of him, free kick.
You're going to dive on it, you've got to get it out. Bevan from half back. They're just the rules, Sauce.
Yeah, but I think you should be encouraged to take possession of the football.
Doyle lopes along the southern wing. In fact, almost walked as he kicks towards half forward. Lachlan going back with Glenn arrived with the timely fist. Now O'Keefe hard up against the line. Kicks it back around the body. Goods out, he comes and he marks. Adam Goods, what a performance this afternoon.
reckon he's not in good nick at the moment. Adam Goods is just can't do anything wrong. I mean, Jared Rivets is an experienced fullback. Just his pace off the mark. And have a look at Goods. They started side by side. He just exploded out of the goal square and just so dangerous.
The players just parted to allow him to come through. He's kicked 3. Adam Goods just misses. A bit of fade. He needed a bit of a draw when he needed some fade. So 1 behind. So his tally this afternoon, 3 goals, 2.
One of the Brownlow favourites, Adam Goods, doing his cause no harm here at the MCG. Saturday afternoon footy, the Demons on the back foot after being really bold and brave in the opening quarter. They'll get some stars back come September, so if they win enough games, the Demons, they'll still be a threat. Woods again near the footy, but sigh of relief for Melbourne fans as Ward takes it. Jones just stymied at the moment, the Demons. They can't get the flow they wanted. Johnson tried to be a bit cute. He's going to get a free for it.
No, wait. I'm putting him for charging, okay? We're putting him for charging, okay? We're putting him for charging, okay? We're putting him for charging. Just wait, mate, just wait. Be careful, okay? Thanks, Paul.
So, Chris Johnson.
Thanks for letting me report you.
Gets it long this time, Barry. Here's the roadblock. All players between the 50, bar a couple, so it's pretty congested there.
Goods on his own.
He's got away. Can you believe that he's the man that's got away? Whoever's on him, I think it's Carroll just for the moment, has let him go up the ground. This is Melcheski. His left foot's a weapon. Hall's coming. Gee, you would have given him any odds to take that. Bolton chipped in, and they might get a goal anyway. No, on the line. Jared Rivers in the right place.
This is the report for charging, and
I'll throw that out.
They should throw it out right now. I mean, nothing in that at all.
So Melbourne bring it through Ward. He's got it at half-back. Michael O'Loughlin takes a breather. Sydney really dominating. They've closed Melbourne down. Melbourne just not being able to find any space whatsoever as Bruce from half-back, and again just kicking to a one-on-one contest. Wasn't a great kick, and we'll get a boundary throw in.
Just a lot of slow play for Melbourne at the moment. Sydney a great one-on-one, and this is another look at that charging report, which Matthew Jones, I reckon, if he had his time again, might just say, we'll let that one go. But Sydney's one-on-one pressure, they're the best side in the competition at doing it, just not allowing Melbourne any run, and they're not moving the ball quickly, and hence no opportunities for David Neitz down forward.
Melbourne haven't kicked a goal since the 7-minute mark of this quarter.
Kirk emerges from the pack. Little kick around the body. Schneider off his knee. 15 metres in the wrong direction. Bate. Very strong in that contest. Eventually, with the pressure, lost his feet, and it's tied up between wing and half forward for the Demons. So the Swans have kicked the last 3 goals of the game and lead by 15 points after we had 9 lead changes up until that point.
Look at that quarter from Adam Goods. 9 possessions.
Didn't die on it.
About 3.5 minutes to go, and you can just see Ted Richards now playing loose in defence. So Paul Roos and their coaching staff have said, we've got a good lead, we'll take this at going into half-time. So play it back. I reckon Melbourne have got to man him up and score before half-time to start the game.
Knock it out, guys, knock it out! Cut him out, play on, cut him out!
Try getting it out of there. Amazing number of numbers.
Just outstanding at doing this, Sydney. When they want to slow a game down, look how many numbers they get around the contest. You can count about 12 Swans players, and they'll tackle hard, very hard to get the ball out of there.
Jolly, Kirk. In the back.
He's in the back, Ham's in the back! Straight to him, Brock! Straight to him!
Brett Kirk has been slightly down on possession numbers this year, from 21 down to 18, but he's having a good day today. His 13th possession. There's a free going Melbourne's way. Pretty vocal, the Melbourne crowd. Jones through to Carroll. 1 extra number back for the Swans is Teddy Richards, trying to interfere with Neitz, who is coming hard. Motlop, he's trying to provide that small forward danger. Bruce
just sets it up. It's all Sydney back there. Play on. They don't realise it. Jamar didn't know. Richards soon worked it out. And now Roberts Thompson can move it. And move it he does. Out to O'Keefe, who was prominent in the opening quarter. Been a bit quieter since. Still he's going to come in for possession number 10. To Barry Hall. Holland going the wrong way. He was at sea. Again, Hall. Missing a mark that you would normally expect him to gobble up. Came out with the call. Fantastic vision there. Of the passion of going to the footy on a Saturday afternoon. 2 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Jolly and White. Rivers, Ward, McDonald it was, and Ward. Now Jones has been pretty good for them in this quarter. Out to Cameron Bruce. And again, more Swans than Demons, and you can see the result of it.
Richards at half-back for the Swans. Just under 2 minutes left in the half. 5-15, they've established a nice little break. Not much on ahead, so he goes back to Barry. Just looking to maintain possession in the last couple of minutes to consolidate their lead, the Swans. Barry, no one comes to him, so has a couple of bounces, in fact 3. Draws a player, put O'Keefe under the pump. Now Kennelly under pressure. Roberts Thompson needs to be clean. Wasn't, and now it's a turnover. Done. Great tackle coming from Fosdyke. Rivers, good handball. Jones from just inside 50. Hoists it high and kicks a goal for Melbourne. And a great argument there. When you do slow the tempo down, your skills have got to be good, otherwise you'll be found out.
Yeah, they do, Chris. I think that's a great sign for Melbourne. This is what got them into the game in the first quarter. Their forward pressure and their tackling and their chasing. Jared Rivers is outstanding here. Laid a couple of tackles when he was probably not in a great position. Their forward pressure is outstanding. Great stuff, got them back into the game.
They're a little fortunate not to have a holding the ball on done.
Maybe a little, Hutto.
Just in his third game, Nathan Jones, hailing from Mount Eliza, recruited from the Dandenong under-18s, a high draft pick last year. And they've got some really good youngsters, Melbourne, and some of them in their second and third year will be the future of the club for a long time. Right now, though, that goal is crucial in terms of the near future, which is this match. It's given them a sniff just before the major break for another goal, and it would give them a lot of confidence going into half-time because the Swans have really dominated the last 20 minutes of this match.
They had a Muzo around the ball. They only had 5 disposals in the first half. He'll be a player that looks in the second half to really kick-start them back into the game.
Muzo, Kennelly. One umpire said play on. The other one said it was high. Thank you. Matthew Jones.
Just outside his range, I reckon, here, Uzo, so clever enough to pass off, I reckon.
He's been good from the set shot this year, 14-4, doesn't try this time. And bit of an anti-climax for the Demons there, right on half-time. All Jolly's got to do is get this safely away, which he does. And it's half-time at the MCG. Bit of a prelude to the final series. The intercity rivalry between Melbourne and Sydney on display, and we haven't been disappointed with what we've seen, boys.
No, we haven't, and look, both teams are having a massive crack out there. Some really tight, tough footy. There've been some really good running footy, particularly by Bruce and also Adam Good. So we're all set for a very good second half of footy.
What's your gut feel, Luke? Which way is it headed, Sydney's way or Melbourne?
Still feel Sydney have got the numbers and the strength to do it, but Melbourne can get their pressure back up, Hutto. They're right back in this game.
We'll find out soon enough from the MCG.
Monday, join Spider and the Ox for a complete wrap of round 19 on White Line Fever at 7:30. Then, Jared, Mike and Robert are joined on the couch by St Kilda superstar Nick Revolt to discuss the Saints' run into the finals and the future of his best mate, Justin Kaczynski. 7:30, White Line Fever, 8:30 on the couch, live and exclusive, Monday.
Take yourself shopping at Harvey Norman and FlexiRent with no deposit and nothing to pay for 6 months. That's right, nothing to pay for 6 months. FlexiRent this latest Toshiba notebook with the power of Centrino Core Duo, and you can relax with no deposit and no payments for 6 months. Or upgrade your old TV with this spectacular NEC widescreen plasma. That's right, take it home today with no deposit and nothing to pay for 6 months with FlexiRent. Now at Harvey Norman.
When I was a young fighter, I got my shot and became a champion. Now, there are 16 new boxers who will get their shot at greatness.
This opportunity would bring a big change for my family. I wouldn't be living from check to check, that's for sure. My father was a boxer, my grandfather was a boxer, and it was something I was destined to do. I've won championship fights, been in great battles. I'm gonna win this thing, damn it.
They will live together, train together, and each week they will fight each other. The winner goes on, and the loser goes home. In the end, one boxer will become a champion.
You can win this fight. You're going to believe. You're taking my fight. I need you to work. Your kids need you to work.
Who will be the next contender?
Round 2, Mondays 8:30, exclusive to Fox 8.
Thursday on Fox League Teams, join Footy's esteemed panel of all-stars for the latest team lineups and to-the-minute football analysis.
You take that out of the game. We're getting to go with footy and you don't want to come out in the public and do that. It reeks of arrogance.
Don't say Mark Harvey didn't instigate that.
Fox League Teams, live Thursday on Fox Footy Channel.
Nominations for the Toyota Mark of the Week in Round 18. We start with a creative grab by Freo's Michael Johnson. Stephen Jeff White flies high over the pack. White the that was a great grab. Just watched the 30 metres. And St Kilda's Aaron Fiora manages to pluck one from out of position.
There are the results for the Toyota Mark of the Week for Round 18 as we count down and search for the Mark of the Year. Aaron Fiora got the experts' nod, overwhelmingly so that of the public, and he was the Toyota Mark of the Week winner for Round 18. All clear down here, no injuries to report from either side at this particular point in time. Lee Matthews, who's got his charges going around later on tonight, looking on up in the grandstands. It's going to be a fantastic second half. Back to you, boys.
Thank you, Andrew. Yes, the Mark and Goal of the Year, of course, sponsored by Toyota, who really kind of celebrate the marks and goals, and they're also really big supporting grassroots footy. And in amongst the crowd today, 200 footy friends from Wangaratta who have headed off on the trip of a lifetime with thanks to Toyota, who have supported them and given them a chance to get the feel for coming to the MCG, and that is great support because we are getting that time of the year when footy is really sensational, and these two sides are going to be part of the action. Melbourne and Sydney, and the second half about to go underway. That late goal for the Demons, giving them a chance in this game. Sydney 8-4 lead, Melbourne 7-1.
So the third corner, White to do battle with Jolly. Former teammates at the outset. White gets it down. He finds it at ground level. Shoves it out wide. Ward, well done by Gooch, outstanding in the first half. Kirk, now Ablett runs to 50. Long to the goal scorers. It got the carry. It has opening goal in the second half to the Swans. Gee, what a start. Opening seconds, just 20 seconds it took them out of the centre. And the margin back to 15 points.
Oh, outstanding start for Sydney. Adam Goods got his hands on the ball again. They've stuck with Simon Godfrey on Goods. Luke Ablett's gone to Cameron Bruce. They're the two most important matchups in the game. And Ablett's gone to Bruce and kicked the goal on him within 20 seconds. So couldn't have been a better start for Sydney.
Ablett's goal counteracting the late one from Jones in the second quarter. And it's back to 15 points. And the hit-outs are interesting. 29-13 in favour of Darren Jolly and the Swans. Bolton's had nowhere to go today.
He's still got it and he hasn't got it.
And now he's going to get a free for...
His centre bounce ruck work today, Hutto. Darren Jolly's been outstanding. He's just dominated, particularly centre bounce.
Just possession 7 for Bolton. Darren Hall also coming in possession 7.
Especially up against Jeff White, who is renowned as being one of the better centre bounce cat ruckmans.
So White standing on the mark, which would mean Jolly would be floating somewhere.
Yeah,
well, he's gone forward actually, and he's down there mismatch with Jones. You'll get the chance here, Jolly. He almost got a free, not quite. Keith
hit the ground.
And you called it, Hutto, like he was standing next to Jones for quite some time, Jolly. Just didn't seem quick enough.
Dr. Jolly as Darren Goldsmith called him in the first half. Jolly himself has had 26 hit-outs. Jeff White just 8. So that really has been a terrific performance from Jolly. And he's in amongst it again. Ward, though. Oh, Kirk had the chance. Oh, now he's going to get a better chance.
Left arm, Jared. Left arm came over, mate.
Who grumbled and groaned?
That was me. That was me. Just little fumble. The arm went over, but gee, it was only incidental contact. Just hardly touched him, didn't it?
Well, yeah. I'd probably agree it was a little ticky-touchy, but technically the free kick was there.
You don't like to see those ones played, they do. When it's minimal contact, you want to earn the footy and earn the free kick, and technically I suppose it's right, but I don't think there's much in it.
Brett Kirk, not the most accurate kick in front of goal, but that is pretty darn good, and the Swans are away in this third quarter.
And, Luke, this is a free kick again. I'd much rather see those played, but the guy actually playing the football.
Yeah,
line on top where, you know, the free kicks awarded.
Oh, you're right. I mean, Brett Kirk's made all the play, but I think the contact of his head was so insignificant. I don't think he even knew he was touched.
He ruffled his haircut.
That was about it.
So Melbourne tried very hard to work their way back into this game deep into the second term, but it's been snuffed out because the Swans, 2 early goals to start the second half. Margin out to the biggest of the match, 21 points. White wins this one. McDonald and Brown. McDonald, dubious looking handball, was allowed to go on. Ablett's tied up. We'll get a bounce.
Better jump there from Jeff White. He got some good momentum up and his outstanding natural leap, so he can get his hand to the ball in the second half. It's going to help Melbourne get themselves back into this game.
Bounce favours Jolly this time. This is a wide, really as far as Brown, who kicks towards Neats. Dunn, Barry. Combines with Roberts-Thompson. Oh, a couple of critical fumbles done. Can Melbourne capitalise here? Bate clean with his hands. Jones kicked a wonderful goal deep into the second quarter, but it's Ablett. Run down by White. Godfrey hands to Bate. There's a loose player at Bruce, the top of the goal strip, and Roberts-Thompson in the way. Handball to Goodson. Goodson was the best player on the ground in the first half. Kicks it wide. But Ferguson going back. Takes a very good mark. Good to see him back in this Melbourne side.
Brown on the wing. Got Bruce leading straight at him. You can see him in the middle of your screen. Options running a little dry, so he uses Green. But the accuracy of Brad Green's kicking, deserting him there.
I think Neil Dano will be happy with that play from Brad Green. He's taking the ball, running to the boundary line when the guy with the footy could actually do the same job. First quarter, Melbourne are able to move the ball really quickly, get the opportunity for their forwards one-on-one. Just that bit of play from Brad Green. Probably not the way they want to play.
Now we're getting this mass movement of players, and as a result, it's still pretty congested at half forward. Demons fans wanted a free, but Dempster's got hauled away. Oh, he can go to the top to O'Loughlin. He didn't. Still a couple of blue Swans. Mickey O'Loughlin still calling for it in the goal square.
Just go one more. Barry.
All deciding to stay on the safe side and go back and have a shot himself.
Thanks, mate.
2 goals for this afternoon, Barry Hall so far. And that's taken him to 61 for the year. 61 goals, 31. Second best tally in the comp. Doesn't add to it there. O'Loughlin almost. There's still a chance. Mickey O'Loughlin goes to work beautifully. Doesn't quite get the handball off he would have liked. Bolton is retreating. O'Keefe to change that mix, and now Holland to try and relieve for the Demons. And there is a bit of relief about it because one more goal there, and Melbourne would have a massive task ahead of them.
Carroll from the fence, left foot kick, finds its target, and Brad Miller was good early, but hasn't seen a lot of it since, just coming in for his 4th disposal. Sometime on the bench.
One of the forward players from Melbourne that does need to lift a little, he and also Adam Uzo.
Kick towards half forward of Bolton. I don't think it's Bolton's free kick. I think it's Goods.
So David Meads has crunched Adam Goods here with his knee, and I think he's being reported by Darren Goldsmith. He's getting to his feet now, Darren.
Just have a listen to what umpire Goldsmith says here.
You just need him straight in the back. Thanks, Simon, you said, mate.
So, free kick to Adam Goods against Meads. Not quite sure whether he was reported or not. Did you have an understanding about that, Andy? Was he reported?
He certainly looked at the number. He didn't put anything in the book, but I think he will at 3/4 time.
Okay, so the ball on the wing. Ferguson's wrapped up by Malcheski and
50.
Let's try and listen to the explanation here from umpire Goldsmith. 50 metres, I think, against Barry Hall. Andy, you're right there. Let's listen to this explanation.
As it was a free, and then you just drove his head into the ground, okay? A lot of shit. No, it's no shit, mate. It's fair income.
There you go. That was the explanation from umpire Goldsmith.
Are you glad you got that explanation?
I'm glad I got it. But Ferguson with a chance. Let's just press on here as Ferguson will kick from pretty much right on 50. It's curling. Is it coming back far enough? No, it's through for a behind.
I want to know if you agree with it, Michael.
I think we know what Barry thinks about it for sure, but this is actually a massive 10 minutes in Melbourne season, because if they are able to manufacture and win this game, this could be the difference between top 4 and not making top 4. So it's a huge part of the game. Just wrestle back a bit of momentum. If they can kick a couple of goals, finish top 4, this gives them a chance to go on and have a real crack at a grand final.
Yeah, the odds are against them, aren't they? But the upside would be absolutely massive. Bolton, meantime, though, with the Swans leading by 20 and playing some good footy. Richards has got O'Loughlin across half forward, not well directed. Carroll had the time to take the mark, he didn't know, and O'Loughlin was there, and Mickey O's done the job, and the Swans lead by 26. They've kicked 6 of the last 7 goals, and the Sydney Swans have really sent a message to everyone in the competition in the last month that they will be there or thereabouts come September.
Here was Carroll, fresh air, had to mark the ball, didn't, and the turnover. Michael O'Loughlin, geez, a great finish.
Well, he should have marked the footy, no doubt about that, but was the talk there from his teammates? He had 2 teammates next to him. Was the calling significant enough?
Doyle gets it down. Fosdyke, a couple of great spins and then spun into trouble. Doyle for a rare kick, hoists it high to half forward. Come on, great courage from Ferguson, given what he's been through. For courageous marking attempt back in round 2. It was actually poleaxed by his teammate Colin Sylvia, but great courage shown there by Ryan Ferguson. Bartram. Miller up presenting, up to James McDonald. Kick towards half forward, but now positioning Brown was Schneider, and he's marked at half back. Decides to transfer play, switch it across the ground. Roberts Thompson providing the option. Got a loose player. If the kick is deep enough, it's not. Rivers in front, although Loughlin did very well to make it a contest, but he's given away no. It's advantage as O'Keefe drives it low and hard. Grundy who marks. Hard up against the line, just inside attacking 50. Swans have kicked 3 goals in this third quarter already. After leading by just 9 points at halftime, they lead by 26. Grundy's kicked a couple. Wheels onto the right boot, kicks it to the top of the goal square. J-Mar should mark, can't, got hands to it. Under pressure, the Melbourne defence. Holland needs to get it out. O'Keefe wrestles it from him, and we'll get a bounce at the top of the goal square.
Just great bit of play this by Michael O'Loughlin. He ran about 40 metres to make the contest with the opponent from Melbourne there in wide, and just fantastic bit of play.
Carroll and the Demons with defence very much on their mind. Buchanan to the top of the square, Hall's in the mix. So is Snyder, but Jones, Bate and Rivers able to work together. McLean, but Bartram and Brown in the next line. It's pretty hard to escape from Brent Kurt.
You crack it in, Turkey.
Something funny there. Doyle and J-Mar. Clean, Jones. Fosdyke, Snyder.
On his head there.
Sydney free. Fosdyke takes it. And Barry Hall's got away. And it's all Sydney at the MCG at the moment. Melbourne without some of their stars, and it's really starting to show now, is it? The likes of Johnston and Davey and Pickett, where you throw them into the mix, and it's a different story, isn't it? But this Sydney Swans team, they are looking terrific.
Well, yeah, they're just starting to win the ball around the stoppages. Their tackling just gone up a notch at the minute, the Swans, and particularly in this quarter, their defence has been under a fair bit of pressure.
So Barry Hall doesn't quite make the contact he would have liked, and he keeps it alive for the Demons.
So Melbourne quick to bring it in. Uze being pushed back by O'Keefe. Finally releases a good mark taken by Bate. Off quickly to Green. Green on the northern wing, coming to meet it. There's Miller, but a good fist in there from Bevan. Sees it over.
Just 5 disposals for Brad Miller today. His first game back after a big spell. Thought he might have got the job on Barry Hall, but he's close enough forward to hold up.
In the live ladder, the Swans well and truly entrenched in third position there. Doyle gets it down. McDonald didn't make contact effectively. Shannon Motlop well done to Green, now to Bate from 16. Now there's a whistle.
Kick down here.
Yours, Kirking. Against David Meads it was. Chris, I saw what happened behind play. It was against David Meads on Leo Barry. Just at the minute, David Meads is getting a little frustrated. He had 3 possessions in the first quarter. He hasn't had a possession so far after that first quarter.
Some priceless comments from Darren Goldschmidt this afternoon. He said to Matthew Bate, well, don't even argue because you didn't even see what went on. As Kirk runs from half back, kick towards the wing. And Keith has to stand his ground, but Rivers, good spoil. Craig Bolton. Now, Melbourne have got numbers here. Godfrey was held without it. Now Miller runs from half forward, and the kick had too much depth on it. Barry was able to push Neats out of the way. Roberts, Thompson, Barry. They've got Kirk in support, making it a 3-on-2 contest. And Kirk coolly kicks to Bevan, who marks at half back.
Been a lot of free kicks today. It's 16-17 Melbourne's way. The average in a game is about 16 per team, so we've already reached that. And we're only midway through the third term. Wrong way, go back for Craig Bolton. And that may be the sort of inspirational thing that can lift Melbourne. Shannon Motlop, who is a booming kick, gives Neats a good chance here. Now, was that interference? No, it wasn't. Leo Barry, Guile, being shown there rather than anything that he shouldn't be doing according to the rules.
Well, it's just been really, really poor lately. Kicking the ball over the top of his head makes life hard for a full forward.
No, Jude Bolton. Again, just a bit of a gridlock on that outer side. In amongst the maze, he goes for a pretty small man in Fosdyke.
Coming to him!
There's the whistle again. Frustration's starting to show with some of the players too.
Not saying they're not there, the free kicks. Certainly being more heavily officiated than usual. Kirk, who's having a great game. 20 possessions. Into Bolton. So Richards across the ground. Ignores that. A wall in front of Barry Hall. That's why he's looking kind of short. You can see Hall pointing anywhere but to him. Bevan can go across to Roberts Thompson if he wants at the bottom of your screen. No more direct. Richards, will he keep going? Yes. Takes the chance. Sets it wide for O'Loughlin. It's such a multi-pronged forward line. There's Hall, there's O'Keefe. There's Grundy, and of course there's O'Loughlin.
Just behind the play, Darren Goldspeak and David Neitz. Can confirm Neitz has been reported.
You see his lips move, but I can't see what he's saying. A good move again, though, wasn't it, by the Swans?
They were patient, weren't they?
So here's Michael O'Loughlin. 8 possessions, 4 marks, 2 goals for the afternoon for Michael O'Loughlin. He's had a very good season. 28 goals. Doesn't add to his total. (11-6) Sydney, 7-2 Melbourne. They've got to get a move on. Right there.
So Uze.
Thanks, Mickey.
Chips it short to Brown. Back to Uze.
Yes!
Not too much on those. He kicks wide, and good mark taken by Rivers in front of McVeigh at half-back for Melbourne. Kicks along the southern wing and kicks it poorly along the southern wing. So, free kick to Sydney, just no flow, no rhythm out of defence for Melbourne at the moment. The Swans applying enormous pressure. Bevan kicks it into Fosdyke. Fosdyke. O'Loughlin on the lead, Rivers chipping in front, couldn't hold on, but gets the handball to Uze. He's got nowhere to go whatsoever, hoping for the boundary line. Fosdyke. Now McVeigh, he's got a loose player over the top in Kirk. Handball wide, O'Loughlin will chip it short. Target was good for Godfrey, intercepts. Kicks towards Motlop, who marks in front of his face. This is better. Now needs to get on with it quickly. Does. Loose player running forward with Brown. Kick missed the mark, so it allows the Swans in. Barry fighting for it. If you can release it, they've got the numbers, but Bate somehow found the football. Well played, Matthew Bate. Trying to get it out wide. Buchanan, Roberts Thompson, Fosdyke, and they're away again, the Swans.
It's been 20 minutes since Melbourne scored a goal, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. This one favours Brad Green, who's had a bit of going back to the flight this afternoon.
Just wondering what Melbourne can do to get themselves back in the game. They started the game with Jeff White at full forward in the goal. So that's been their best setup for mine. I reckon they've got to go back to White deep, play on it all opportunity like now, get the ball. Miller takes that reel and go, take a risk. You might still lose the game, but you've got to take a risk to get yourself back into it. And it's just that stop-start play at the moment, Hutto, for Melbourne. If they reel and go, they're going to make some mistakes. They had the 2 big guys down forward. It was working well in the first quarter. I reckon that's their best chance to get back into it.
They haven't taken a mark inside 50 in this quarter, the Demons. And this sort of footy you're talking about, the stop-start, the Swans just thrive on it. They absolutely thrive, but this time it's McLean who's dug deep. Will Motlop go? No, he waits because the skipper arrived just in time, and he only just got there.
Well, he did, and probably his first mark since the first quarter. He's gone cold, no doubt he's gone cold, but great play there by McLean to be able to take that away from the stoppage on his left foot and the diving mark. Don't know whether that hit the ground or not. Hutto?
See if we can get the third umpire into action. Meantime, this is more important, Neitz, to convert, and he's done the job.
Well, we know they've got 7, probably their best players out of the side. Travis Johnson, you can talk about Pickett, Aaron Davey out of the side, but I think they're only 22 points down. If they actually really reel and go, take some risks, still some chance to get themselves back into the contest.
Paul Roos, pretty relaxed, I think, with the way things have panned out this afternoon. The Swans lead by 22 points. 3 goals to 1 in this third quarter. White taps it forward. Richards Well done. Fought his way through it. Handball to Buchanan, who kicks forward. And a good mark taken low down by O'Keefe.
That's a 50. That's a 50. That's a 50. Thank you.
So, he's the man on the mark, Godfrey. O'Keefe will need to kick this 55. Hall wants it long.
Is he capable from there?
He will go very, very close if he in fact decides to have a crack. He just sets it up to the top of the goal square, wanting a mark. Hall going back. Again, Rivers did it well. Bartram towards the line. Now I think would be to take it over, and he does, and disguises it pretty well. And we'll get a boundary thrown around, about 45 metres around from the City goal at half forward. That was the Neats mark. What did you make of it, boys?
Good decision by the umpire. He got his hands underneath that.
Swans attacking here. White. Bolton hasn't been his day. He's had plenty of attention. McLean. Wasn't that a brilliant bit of play a few moments ago by McLean? He's a lot to look forward to in the long term for Demons fans.
Oh, he's a super player. He's come into the game under a bit of an injury cloud as well. He just proves that he's the type of player that can carry an injury and still perform.
Jolly palming with purpose today. He's controlling the ruck contest. Kirk is really enjoying that. 23 touches from Kirk. There's the ever dangerous O'Keefe.
Just missing that Aaron Davey, aren't they? Or Byron Pickett that can break the game open, take 2 or 3 bounces and set up a couple of goals at the moment.
I was going to say, Goods has been quiet for the last few minutes. And he came from left of stage. Couldn't do much with it this time, though. And it's the Demons really labour-intensive stuff to try and clear the 50. And the danger hasn't passed just yet. They are scrapping hard. Ferguson is a real scrapper, a real goer. So is Ward. And suddenly they emerge on the half-back flank, and Bate get on the end of it. Doesn't look like it. Buchanan just held up in his tracks. Perhaps Spur got a free for some holding on. It was good stuff from Brown. It allowed Ward in. But again, they're going nowhere fast, the Demons.
There's the passage of play. That was just pressure football right around the wing.
And Melbourne fans not happy. I reckon they might have thought it was a bit of a push in the back to Daniel Ward.
Not happy, but that takes a lot out of players. That bit of pressure there, I can tell you, they'll be blowing those blows.
It could have been free either way there. With possible holding on Buchanan, there may be in the back there to Ward. 11-6 the Sydney Swans. Melbourne 8-2. Another goal here for the Demons, and they just might think they're an outside chance. Jamar and Jolly. This is Nathan Brown. Well, that was in the back. McDonald to take.
Melbourne fans happy about that against Jude Bolton. So away they go. Godfrey deep inside attacking 50. Neat setting inside, marking strongly. 25 metres from goal, as good as directly in front.
Yeah, once again he was able to get Leo Barry off the ball. Just before that, Leo Barry was on the ground, so whether Meek shrugged him off, but certainly a great mark in front, and he just appears a man that could spark the Demons up in the forward line.
Leo Barry just mistimed his leap there. Standing off Neats to get up and affect the spoil. So Neats from 25 goals. He's kicked 4 and Melbourne get back to within 16. So a great effort in this third quarter by Neats to get involved in the game.
Yeah, it was a great mark. I just feel if Melbourne are going to win this game, they need someone else other than David Neats to help him out. Obviously, Robinson's not there. Davy's not there. He's 30-plus years of age. He needs some support. He needs someone like Dunn or Johnson to stand up in that forward line, give him some support.
So the Demons are still beating, the heart's still going. They trail by 16. David Neats getting them right back in the contest with a couple of important late goals in this third quarter. Melbourne have been good finishers this year. Maybe the Swans have as well. Ablett to centre half forward. Who wants the footy at this stage? It's a Sydney ball. Schneider for Bolton. Can see some hands out. One was McVeigh. Demon jumpers back there as well in the mix. Gee, crucial time. Ablett handled it cleanly. Kirk was cool. Barry Hall, 2 to beat. Rivers and Holland with that too. It's not over yet. Barry trying to apply the grippers. In comes O'Loughlin. Over and out inside the last 2 minutes of this third quarter.
What are the grippers?
It's when you tackle someone, Michael.
I didn't realise you could be so violent.
Aggressive, isn't he?
He is, isn't he? Boundary throw in. J-Mo gets it down, taken by O'Keefe. Dribbles it to the goal square and across the face. So a danger pass just for the second for Melbourne, but picked up by Hall. Back to Schneider. Little loose player. Outlet. Snap at goal. Under pressure. He's missed everything. So a free kick to the Demons in the back pocket.
4 times this year they've come back from behind at three-quarter time to win Melbourne. So that will give them some heart. Brad Green's a man who would love to get more out of today. Luke, he's been forward a bit, but
yeah, I reckon Adamuse's the other player that's with the players they've got out. They'd love to get a big last quarter from Adamuse. Green and also Brock McLean are probably the 3 that can get the job done.
That was that incident. Ben Holland, don't think it was much, just a little open hand, just accidental touch there by Barry Hall, wasn't it?
11-6 plays 9-2.
Gee, the silence was absolutely deafening there.
Darren Goldsby. Big 80 seconds here. Melbourne. They might
fly down.
Goldie's gone down. But he fights on. It's great to see.
Burrowing at the base of the pack umpire Goldsby.
Nothing can stop him. Would you say that was reckless? Intentional? Yeah, that's in the back. Melbourne fans finding voice again, so they've got a minute to try and do something here, the Demons. Uze. Johnson, he had no one to give it to. Bolton, and it might be Sydney who get the chance to score. Goods has been quiet in this quarter, only 3 touches until then. Now he's just had another couple to make it 5 for the turn. Harry Hall looks up, he's got O'Loughlin deep, and also Dempster with an unlikely target. Dempster makes the move. O'Loughlin comes. Kirk is pushing back to the goal square. There's nothing doing for Barry Hall. Still not far enough. Oh, McVeigh got a few tricks. Won't be a goal. It might be a goal. Not yet. Great tackling from Green.
Interesting to see a lot of players do that these days. Under the call to play on, Barry Hall's got the ball, and Ben Holland chose to stay on the mark rather than going close in space. And Barry Hall put some pressure on him. Could have been a turnover and out. Rebound 50 instead of where the ball is now.
Great stuff from McDonald in their tackle as well. Chance for Kennelly. Jones and O'Keefe fight for the football. O'Keefe at ground level as the siren sound. Tense moments for the Demons as we count down to three-quarter time. It is three-quarter time and the margin is 16 points. We're looking forward to a great last quarter.
Yeah, we are, Chris. I'd love to have seen Melbourne get one more goal just before three-quarter time because I think they go in with a lot more momentum. Just not sure whether or not they've got the legs and the runners to overrun Sydney, but they've hung in. They looked like they were down and out at one stage when that goal was kicked by, I think, Michael O'Loughlin late in that quarter. So a bit of work ahead for Melbourne, but get the ball down to David Neitz, Hutto, and there's still some sort of chance in this game.
16 points will be the margin when we come back. It's Sydney in front of the MCG. It's a big one.
Shot on goal will be after the siren, and he has to kick it to the Cats to win. The front of the match, Roddy Peter McCann. Well, there's the ball.
Channel. Chicken nuggets. Oh yeah, love them. But you know, not big enough unless you're a pygmy. And where the Jacks understands hungry. Take a look at these mega nuggets. Now that's more like it. And they come with this freaky dippy sauce. Team that with a Coke and fries and you've made a meal of it. But wait, there's more. Marinated chicken wingettes. Oh yeah, just the thing when you're feeling peckish.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jacks. Coming soon to Harvey Norman's Games Hotspot. PlayStation 3, revolutionizing home entertainment. Massive, breathtaking games in high definition. Expansive games, music and movie storage space inbuilt. Always on internet access. Email and backwards compatibility with PS1 and 2. Wireless Bluetooth controllers responsive to every twist and turn. State-of-the-art Blu-ray technology, making watching high definition interactive movies at home a reality. And it's almost here. Pre-order now at Harvey Norman's Games Hotspot.
Go, Harvey Norman, go!
exclusive to headliners.
It seemed to go on for eternity, and I don't know why I didn't back off. He seemed to get into my face more and more and more.
Darwin in the thick of things down there.
I just dropped my forehead.
Did you see that one? Did you see that one?
I know you can't man out, but I stood my ground.
The conclusion to the life and times of fabulous Phil Carman, Wednesday.
Another eventful quarter at the MCG. David needs 4 goals. He's also on report. He's late too, though. Have given the Demons just a little snip. 16 points the margin at three-quarter time. All right, who is going to have the most run? That is the question as we have a look at the fresh legs. Luke Darcy, there's a bit there for the Demons.
Yeah, there is. Brock McLean's had a tough day on Brett Kirk. He's really important. Adam Uze's a player that I think they can get a lot of run out of, and he's got a fair bit of, had some time on the interchange, so they'll work him hard. And Chris Johnson's also had some time off there.
And the Swans always rotate their midfielders very well. Obviously, Doyle, the ruckman, with only 26 minutes played. But Fosdyke, McVeigh, Buchanan and Bevan are all running players. So they've rested those rotations very well.
All right, what do you think, Luke? Are they a chance, the Demons? If they get the first one, they'll be in it?
They are. Speaking of Sauce just in the break, and we're talking about Melbourne through centre forward, breaking down. Brad Miller's only had 6 possessions. They've also had Lyndon Dunn there at times. He's only had 2 possessions, so they've got to try something different. Maybe even Adam Uze plays an unconventional centre forward. Got to get the ball through there somehow. Get it in one-on-one to Neats. Maybe put Jeff White down in the goal square and give a contest. So they are some sort of chance, but they're going to need everything to go right. They need a big effort from Adam Uze. He's a super player. Hasn't done much today, and he could be someone to lift in the last quarter.
Just from that, the importance of this game certainly not lost on Neil Danaher. You can just see he knows, and obvious to everyone, of course, they could win today. What an amazing win it will be, and where it will actually leave them in terms of the top 4.
Such a critical game for Melbourne and Sydney, for that matter. Top 4 up for grabs. Barry Hall, Ben Holland has been playing with him all of the afternoon. Hall, 8 marks, 11 possessions and a couple of goals. Big final quarter coming up here at the MCG.
And it's White and Jolly again. And Bolton able to take it. Give O'Loughlin the best chance. No free kick. Snyder. I think that was a smart thing to do, but Bartram was ready for it, and so was Green. Bate couldn't give it back to him again. The Swans, as they're so renowned for, not letting the opposition get away. Bolton's got an arm around the shoulder and another one around the middle. Put him up. Been a torrid old day in there. Jude Bolton's had to work hard for his 11 touches. White this time, trying to get the release. Look at it! Nah. You can have it, Michael. Thanks, Jim.
Just had 8 possessions, Jeff White, and 10 hit-outs, so pretty quiet day. I think Darren Jolly hasn't had a lot of the ball himself, but probably taking the points around the clearances. So lifting Jeff White would be an enormous boost in this quarter.
Jolly gets it down, taken by Miller. Cameron Bruce dominant in the first quarter, been quiet since then. Back to Miller. Uze under pressure, kicking around the body, and does it not up to his usual standard, in fact poorly. So a free kick to the Swans. Adam Goods coming in for disposal number 22. Seeking clarification, the mark, chips it, it's effective. Mark taken by Schneider. Melbourne need the first goal. Margin 16 points. Kicks it short, and up on the lead is Heath Grundy.
Thank you.
Too far out to score, 65 from goal. There's Hall. Chips it short for Dempster. Called to play on. Numbers though with the Swans. Grundy looking for an option. Kennelly. Well done, little fake. Then a handball to Schneider, who brings it back intelligently onto the chest of McVeigh. And there's a little nod of acknowledgement there from Jared McVeigh. And he will kick from 35 metres. He looked for a moment as he was going to goal, and he just pulled the kick. And a little nod of the head from Jared McVeigh. And should convert here, make it pretty tough for the Demons.
Most unselfish team in the competition, the Swans. Always look after their teammates.
Hasn't kicked the goal so far this afternoon. Deliberate approach and a wonderful kick. So the opening goal of the corner of the Sydney Swans. Margin out to 22 points, and that's going to make it tough for Melbourne.
Well, it will, but as Luke said, they are a very unselfish team. Just that setup there, a number of players just held their positions to allow their fellow teammate to find some space, and that's exactly what happened there. McVeigh was able to find a bit of space and found himself free and was able to slot this goal through.
If they're the most unselfish, Luke, who's the most selfish?
Get back to you on that, Hutto.
So the Swans getting what the Demons so desperately wanted, which was the opening goal of this final term. Beautiful day in Melbourne. And the Sydney Swans enjoying their second run for the season on the MCG. It's amazing. Only seen them twice. Their other one was a win against Hawthorn. Melbourne, of course, here looks like they might be beaten for the first time this year at the G.
9 out of 9 they've won.
And the Melbourne fans, they need a lift. Ablett had absolutely nowhere to go, and Goldspring's going to ping in here. He just had that fleeting moment where he could have got the handball off.
Look, you've got to make an effort, mate.
Maybe. Got to make an effort. Pretty hard when you've got three blokes holding both your arms. Ferguson. Now Neats makes his move. Oh, he's got their ladies already on report. So there wasn't much in terms of the contact there.
And 50. There we go. Umpire James awarding the 50-metre penalty.
Mate, you know who took the mark and you're just stalling.
So Brett Miller is the offending player as Richards hands it off to Goods from the wing. Kicks towards half forward and over the head of Grundy and Ferguson coming up to meet at O'Keefe. He's driven into the ground according to umpire James. So a free kick.
Settle.
To O'Keefe. And he'll kick from pretty much right on 50. Ryan O'Keefe this afternoon. 7 marks, 14 disposals. Here's another look at it. What do you reckon, boys?
Yeah, I think the free kick was there, so but just such a dangerous forward line, isn't it? You've got O'Keefe, you've got Barry Hall, you've got Michael and Lachlan. They're three just sensational players.
Hasn't kicked a goal so far this afternoon. Hangs it out to the left, and he's second behind of the afternoon. Neil Danaher looking on.
Anything left in the playbook, you think, for Neil Danaher? This is Bartram. Streaming down the wing. This might lift them. That's 4. And unfortunately, as we sometimes see when someone takes such a great run, it's hard to get the pass exactly where you want it to go. Barry and Kennelly. Oh, just a moment of worry there for the Melbourne fans. Kennelly, you can see he means business. Head down, bottom up, going solo through the middle. McVeigh. Using the man over the top. It's Craig Bolton, full of run. Big Bad Barry wants it long. O'Keefe's there as well. It doesn't go long, it goes short. And Holland, who hasn't done a bad job. Barry Hall, 2 goals, 1 for the day, 8 marks. So some points to Ben Holland.
Look, they're still in this game, Melbourne. They're 4 goals down, but they just need to keep persisting. They just can't allow Sydney too much space.
Snyder, there's no space for them there. Bartram, Melcheski. Now, he didn't drag it under. Is he trying to get it out? Swung in there, it says. Ball up.
And this is a really good test for Melbourne. They've obviously got some very good players out, but I'm sure Neil Danaher would just be looking at this team, see which players waver from their team plan under pressure.
6 tackles from Melcheski this afternoon. Free kick to Sydney. High tackle. The offending player was Chris Johnson, and the free kick to be taken by Buchanan. He'll kick from 50. Not too much doubt about that. So the margin 23 points. Another goal here would make it, you would think, almost impossible for Melbourne. There's Hall and Holland in the goal square. Buchanan's going back from 50. Just checks the kick and does it superbly to Barry Hall on the lead. We've seen that for the second time in this quarter, one from Schneider and that one from Buchanan, where they shaped the kick long. There's the first, and then he kept going, realising that Buchanan was going to honour the lead. So Barry Hall has taken mark number 9, coming in for his 12th disposals. Kicked 2 goals, 1. From 40 metres, he hits the post. So still a glimmer of hope for Melbourne.
Green brings it back. Ferguson. Oh, it's a worry for him. It's been a good sign for them, though. The Demons, Ferguson and Jones and Bates all played well today. Brett Kirk leading all comers with 24 possessions for the day. Adam Goods, sensational opening half, has 23 touches. White, Fosdyke, Jolly, good little give. Buchanan finds a way through, and again doesn't blaze away. Oh, Holland, good strong start. Oh, McVeigh really growing. Barry Hall to just about put the polish on it. No. Rivers down. Let's hope he can get up.
Kick comes in long, and on target was Chris Johnson. Ball to the back. Jams for Godfrey under pressure. Jams it on the boot towards the wing. Motlop versus Bevan. Motlop does very well, earns the free kick, and had the chance to go on, but decided to go back. Jared Rivers up on his feet as Motlop kicks to Bruce, half forward. Cam Bruce to the short target. Ward. Still too far out to score. Looks to be okay, Rivers.
It's a slow play now, Chris. I did just looking at what happened to Jared Rivers here.
Just landed awkwardly, didn't he? So they've worked it back, as you said, a slow play, waiting for the opportunity as Godfrey kicks it straight across the ground, straight to the opposition. That missed the target by at least 10 metres, and Dempster's mark. Can't afford to make those sort of mistakes. Unfortunately, in today's football, when you're controlling things, got to be precise. Kennelly. Kick out wide. O'Keefe in plenty of space, can run here. The side's against it. You can see there, no one within 20 metres. The sign's just to play conservatively. Back to Kennelly. Casual bounce. And kicks it wide. O'Loughlin has got plenty of space and somehow found it deep in the forward pocket. So Sydney well and truly in control at the moment.
We called it 7-1 inside 50s in the Swans' favour in this quarter.
Just a contrasting style, Sauce. I saw Melbourne with the ball down the other end and Simon Godfrey. They chipped it around the 50 metres on a slow play. Sydney got all their numbers back. Conversely, down the other end, they got the ball across centre half forward, kicked the ball in quick to a one-on-one contest, and Michael O'Loughlin's having a shot on goal.
Gee, this will need to be a great kick. He's kicked a couple. It's close. It's across the face, and Jeff White does well, along with Nathan Carroll, to knock it through for a behind.
The bit we heard from Neil Danaher today was that they really did want to play the ball on and take a risk, and they started the first quarter really well. They just played on and had a crack at every opportunity, but they've just gone back into their shell a little bit and might have the numbers to win the game, but I think if they just take a risk and play on, they're more of a chance.
And one thing Sydney have done very well this quarter, they've been able to hold the ball inside their forward 50, which has put pressure on the defensive players of Melbourne.
Good timing on the run from Bolton.
And this is what's happened. When you put some pressure on the defensive half and it's in your back half for quite some time, you don't get the run out of the back half and errors start to occur.
And see what's ahead for the Swans. All sides out of the 8. Well, the one against Geelong could be tough down at Skills Stadium. Jones gets it through. Oh, Godfrey set him up with an awful task. Adam Goods was there, as he has been so often today. He makes a mistake, made it tough for Ablett, but Goods will just go in and make amends. And they've got loose men again, out wide. O'Keefe ready to accept from Fosdyke. Got Kennelly as well.
Took a little long. Well done by Motlop, who's battled on. Kennelly's still there for Keith if he wants him. He doesn't. Goes for Bevan instead.
Oh, he doesn't look to be in a good way.
That's a tough one for Hall. Holland came at the footy. Snyder's been dangerous. Not a bad kick out there in the pocket from Dempster. Here's Brad Green. And the Demons, looks like Rivers has recovered okay. Finds Bartram.
Yeah, I think that we need a stretcher on the ground. There's a player down.
Osgood, I think it is.
Seemed to get really bad whiplash when he was turned over after the bump.
He looked to be in all sorts of trouble. And his head hit really hard with the ground. So we've got a slight delay here as we watch the incident. Shannon Motlop just trying to apply some pressure. It was just a push in the side, so no malice there from Motlop. Just the landing was very, very awkward.
Just the whipping of their head and the hitting of the head of the ground. Doesn't look well.
Umpire Goldschmidt there.
Just giving his medical advice, Darren.
Oh, gee, looks very groggy. You take him off, not through the interchange gate, but just up to the boundary on the southern wing. Oh, he looks in.
It's always a good sign when he can get up and walk off the ground. He looks a bit sick and sorry for himself. Good to see him walking off.
Thought he might have called on Dr. Jolly to go and lend a hand. Some of the Demons fans seen enough. They think they can't do it from here. Fosdyke, as you mentioned, on his feet and making his way from the ground around to the room, so we wish him all the best. Bartram with the ball for the Demons. He's had a fantastic year, but pretty quiet today. 6 possessions. Sets it up. Adam Goods waits and then didn't try and take the mark. Thought he might have gone for the spectacular, but as with the rest of the Swans, Luke, very unselfish, very disciplined.
Melbourne's matches to come. Kangaroos, Geelong, and then a tough final round encounter against the Crows at Amy Stadium. Green at half back. Oh, his handball to Jones put him under enormous pressure. Well done by Bevan. Shoveled it out.
No chance. They do that well, the Swans, don't they? When they're under pressure, they hold on to the footy. Particularly when they haven't had prior opportunity, they don't allow the ball to be spilled loose so the opposition team can run the ball away from that type of situation.
126 points. Demons need a goal. Breathe some life into this final quarter. Godfrey through the congestion. Bartram taken by Bruce. Ward went backwards in reverse and then slipped over. Bruce mops up back to Ward, but the pressure, the tackling intensity from the Swans is immense. Jones dragged down, somehow was able to slip it to McDonald, who kicks around the body. Great courage shown there by Godfrey, who marks on the wing. Mean to get on with it quickly, Simon. He's got McLean free at half forward. Decides just to kick long towards his captain, Meeks, who comes to meet him. A chipping across, good mark taken there by Richards. At half back for the Swans. Goods is short. Well, short distance from Richards. He's actually quite tall. 25 disposals now. Coming in for disposal number 26.
We might get a gig on the bill with Darren.
Oh, it's a dangerous kick. It was 2-on-1 against O'Keefe, but he was good enough to mark on centre wing for the Swans.
So Ryan O'Keefe, another pretty good day for him. He's coming in for possession number 18. That's his average per game. Kennelly, and the Swans are really happy and just hanging on to the footy right now. Either way, some of the clock. Goods. Is he a Brownlow chance, Luke, do you think?
Oh, he got 3 today, so if you had a few leading into this, I reckon he really is. His numbers are as good as the year he won it. He stands out, and if you dominate games the way he's done today, he's got to catch umpire's attention.
43,000 the crowd. We've seen some good grabs today, and there's one from Stephen Doyle. He'll be keen to do well, Doyle. Good Kirk.
Already kicked a goal today. Make it 7 for the year. Can he get a double? Ball there waiting in the square. We'll probably centre it because they are the most unselfish team in the comp. There you go. There's Doyle's down there again. Set himself beautifully. Oh, not paid. He's still having a crack. McVeigh. Defender. Kirk. Bevan. Good aggressive stuff by the Melbourne defence.
Well, they haven't disappointed these sides. They were the number one tackling teams coming in. Melbourne's at 69 and Sydney's at 55, so right up their averages. James McDonald, leading tackler in the competition, has had 12 again today.
McVeigh fell in his lap and he knew exactly what to do with it. There's smiles all around for the Sydney Swans. 13-10. The game now parcelled up. Melbourne just 9 goals to.
Neil Danaher looks on. Swans have kicked 8 of the last 11 goals, and Jared McVeigh has kicked a couple. In fact, the only 2 goals he's kicked in this final term. And the Demons have trailed by just 16 points at 3/4 time, seemingly now. Right up against it. McLean scrambles it forward. Motlop in front, tries to control it. Couldn't. Numbers with the Swans as they got back to support. Jude Bolt knocked the goods. Wobbly old kick towards the wing. Good hands, clean hands by O'Keefe. Wants support, gets it from Buchanan, who drives it long. Now Hall at the back, and Hall coming in from the side. Well done by Green to lend Holland a hand. He thumps it over, boundary throw in at half forward for Sydney.
Been a good contest, I reckon, Ben Holland on Barry Hall. Barry's had plenty of opportunities, probably fumbled a couple, missed a couple of shots. Normally kick, but he's done a pretty good job, Ben Holland.
Doyle does well to work to the front, and is he in a free kick? No, in fact it's against Jude Bolton, and we'll come back to James McDonald. The halfback coming in for his 15th disposal, drives it long, going back Ablett, Richards and Dunn. Well done by Craig Bolton over the top of another possessions for Adam Goods, and this time it's effective, boys. It isn't Dempster straight through his hands, but Bevan does well. Malcheski loves a goal. Malcheski from 50 kicks it long. It's offline, through for behind. Margin 33, the biggest of the match in favour of the Swans.
What's this loss mean for the Demons today, Luke? I mean, we know they're going to get Johnston hopefully back next week.
I think they looked back last week at Carlton and say, geez, we just let one get away that we never should have lost, and puts a lot of pressure on them. Their chances of top 4 now, I think, really slide down, but they've got to go into the next 2 weeks, cement their spot in the finals for a start, and they'd love to get back. If they can get back into some form, get some of these players back, we know how good a side they can be.
Neats. Schneider just gave a little window there for bait, and see the adjudication here. I reckon he's in a bit of trouble.
Just think about today with Travis Johnson out there, with Aaron Davey out there, Byron Pickett, Colin Sylvia. Take nothing away from Sydney, they're an outstanding side, but there's some big players out from Melbourne at the moment.
So Bates has had 17 possessions as the explanation goes on from Matthew James. Cameron Bruce, 23 touches for the day. He's done nothing wrong. Bate to kick a late one for Melbourne, and he's done the job okay. They certainly had a go today, but in the end, the scoring shots is 24-12.
Yeah, look, as you said, they have had a go, and I'm sure Neil Danaher obviously would be disappointed with the loss. He'd be pretty happy with the fact that they've gone down by 4 goals, which, considering the talent they've got out of this side, is a pretty good effort.
So Matthew Bate, a goal, his first of the afternoon, has been a very good player. 7 marks, 17 disposals. And And Paul Roos. Another victory at the MCG. Jolly been very good this afternoon. Bolton's kick ricocheted off the back of Grundy to Buchanan, who puts it onto the chest of Hall. And Barry Hall will kick from about 45 metres.
He's come out for his 14th disposal. Barry spoke about the duel with him and Ben Holland. Probably just got the point. I think Barry, this will be his third goal if he can kick it. But his speed off the mark just caused a lot of defenders a lot of trouble.
So Hall kicked 2 goals 3. That's a better kick. He's kicked 3 goals 3. The margin back out to 33. So the quick reply from Sydney, and again Darren Jolly doing some wonderful work in the centre of the ground, getting it clear.
Yes, and much improved ruckman, but their midfielders, particularly their stoppages, they pride themselves on their clearances, and they work very hard at it. And you just see the hard work pays off right there.
3-3 for Barry Hall, 62 goals for the season. It's been in the middle. Darren Jolly, 36 hitouts. And in fact, the Swans, 43 hitouts to 27 now as you give that one to Jeff White. Slick work again from Bate. Atlett doing what he does best, which is wrap up opposition players. Jude Bolton again finding the game tough with James McDonald around.
That's a big win for Darren Jolly today, Hutto, in the centre square bounce. Jeff White is, over probably the last 8 or 10 years, it's been very hard to beat the centre square bounce. So for Darren Jolly to get his hands on it, as he has done again here, it's just been a huge effort from the big fella.
Kirk, Jones.
We just saw his body positioning in that stoppage there, that he just took the line of White and doesn't allow White to actually get a leap at the ball. I was going to say, Dars, Doyle today hasn't played much football. How much of an effect, or how do you see the role he will play leading into the finals for the Swans?
Hugely important for a bloke who's only played 40 games, I think, in 7 seasons, and only averaged 5 disposals. They can give Darren Jolly a bit of a chop out, give him a chance to have a rest on the interchange bench. I reckon Darren Jolly's going to be close to an All-Australian ruckman this year. Doyle can come on and just do a job for 5 or 10 minutes. A bit the way Jason Ball did over the past 2 seasons. He's huge because he can actually go forward, Doyle, and also take a grab at various stages as well.
Jolly's had a particularly good last month too, hasn't he? So he's in form at the right time of the year. Godfrey to shoot for goal as a result of that tackle and free kick. Kick one already today, and just misses there.
So kick comes in to Craig Bolton. Craig Bolton coming in for his 15th disposal. And averaging 15 disposals this year, career high for him. Always been known as a reliable and disciplined defender, but finding a bit of the football himself this year. Bevan. Inside defensive 50, back to Bolton. Now a long lead from Schneider. But he ignores that, and now being called to play on, and the short option presents itself as Bevan ran from behind him to make position.
Well, they're well drilled, aren't they? Like they just allow themselves to find some space. People don't run to the wrong space. They look for each other. They work for each other, and they're well drilled, very well disciplined.
So no one stands the mark, allows Bevan to have a casual stroll along the southern wing and kick it in short. Mark taken by Grundy.
It's been a real find for them, Grundy, to pluck a player in Nick Davis' absence. Made it very hard for Davis to get back into the side, and he's had another pretty good day again today, Grundy.
Kicked a couple of goals in the first half. Bevan, you're right, Hutto, they are waxing. Craig Bolton. He's just improved his possession count in the last minute by 4. No one stands the mark again, so he's away. Kicks it long, deep into the pocket. Grundy going back. Couldn't quite take the mark. Ferguson. Jones fighting hard against the odds, against the numbers. He ties it up and bounce 45 metres from the Swans' goal.
I think the thing come final time with Sydney, we spoke about it earlier, but their forward line is almost as dangerous as any forward line in the competition. They keep incredibly hard to match up. Barry Hall's a superstar of the competition. Lachlan's a superstar of the competition, and Davis and Grundy to fight out for that extra spot in the forward line. Buchanan plays forward and Snyder at times. They're really dangerous forward six, and they're going to do some damage in the finals.
White for Bartram. Here he's back. You sat on top of him. So Bartram again. He's going through the motions now for the last minute or so. Melbourne certainly expended a lot of effort in that first quarter, and they really came out with the first couple of goals. Sent a message to the Swans that it was going to be on today, and it was. The Swans with the edge, with so many Melbourne players out. They got on top, and they've been pretty ruthless today, the Sydney Swans. Apart from in front of goal, they set shots for goal haven't been all that great. Here's a chance for Motlop. Green, good flowing footy, Neats. Yeah, Motlop, here's a big kick, but he doesn't go for the long one, instead going short. Turning it over. Dempster takes it. He's got some options this side of the ground, but he sees them now. Drew Bolton's still on his own, but decides not to head that way. McNowan coming at him. And it's all over. It has been for a while. The siren, the formalities. Sydney winning 14-11-95 to Melbourne 10-3-63, and the Sydney Swans premiership defence is very much on track as they move strongly into the top three.
Adam Goods, 29 disposals, 12 marks, just another day at the office.
Just a good roll today. Love coming to the MCG. The Demons were unbeaten all season here, and to come out and play like that. They were a little bit depleted, but they put up a great effort. You know, they really tested our hard ball gaps and our tackles, and it was good to get away with a 5-goal win.
What is your role on a day like this? What does Roosie ask you to do?
Pretty much just run me guts out first half and just try and